Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Thursday MNVL action brought to you by Fenworks. I'm your host, Skeptor. Joining me on the desk, as always, Moonsum. How are you feeling today?
I'm pretty good, Scap. We've got quite the assortment of games here today, right?
Yeah, our final day of divisional play for our teams here, trying to punch their ticket to a spot at the state tournament taking place on March 1st. So, lots of heavy impact kind of going into the games today, right? You're going to have to win your first three games of the day if you're starting out in round one and you didn't end up having that first round bye. So, kind of, started that climb, if you will. SJP will be taking on Benson for our first game of the day. St. John's Prep coming in at the 11 seed, Benson at the 22 seed. So a little bit of a difference in terms of seeding, but we've seen games like this go either way. So excited to see how both these teams are going to kick off our show for the evening.
Yeah, I totally agree, Scap, because you think about it, everyone's roaring to get ready to go to state. They want to make sure that that ticket that you're talking about is punched. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Absolutely. And St. John's Prep, some familiar names on this team. Tacti, a name I recognize, and then the other two names look like player names. So we'll wait till we see gamer tags in the game. I don't want to go ahead and dox any names of our competitors today. But familiar names, right? And then on the opposite side of Benson, I don't know if we saw Benson on stream through our regular season for Rocket League. I don't think that we did. So a bit of an unknown factor coming into this first matchup here, Moonsum.
Yeah, that can go either way, right, Skip? You can have a team that, maybe they aren't as evenly matched up as we were thinking, or, they could come out the gate swinging and it'll be a nice game.
For sure. And I mean, the other part of that, like you're just saying to your point, is SJP don't really know what Benson's play style is like, right? Unless these two squads have met up at a prior week in the season. You're not seeing a team on stream could be kind of difficult for a team to really like have a grasp of what is coming into the server today and what they're going to be up against.
Right, right, 100%. You're right, I'm excited.
I agree with that. Excited for sure. We're going to be doing one game from each of our four divisions, folks. So we are starting out, let me make sure I got this right, in the Group C division at the bottom of the bracket. And then we'll kind of keep you guys posted as the day continues and kind of bounce around through different groups, try to give you guys some different perspective of what the league and the tournament is shaping out to be. The big time schools, Moorhead at the 1 seed at the top of the bracket. Then we have Edina Rocket League at a 2 seed, Fergus Falls at a 3 seed, and the Chaska Hawks at the 4 seed. So those are kind of your big four teams to watch today. We're loading in a game. I don't think that we can see what's going on. I hear the cars jumping around. There's a goal already. So somebody's up 1-0. There we go. Yep.
All right, we've got video. Yeah, it looks like SJP got the first goal right off rip. Only 15 seconds in, and we're kind of seeing the overall quality of each team right now. Sure, it's still early on, but you never know what can happen, right, Skip?
Yeah, early on goals, right? I mean, it can be a little bit of a foreshadowing of what's going to happen throughout the game, but a lot of time to play for both squads. So SJP jumping out to an early lead here. SJP going to get their second goal of the game. Quick start to this one. Another follow-up goal here. 3-0 start for St. John's Prep. Not even making an effort to make that stop there. Too quick off the kickoff. Alrighty. Benson on a little bit of a back foot here to kick off this game. And the tally continuing to get added onto by the likes of SJP. 4-0 lead now. Getting off to a pretty good start here, Moonsum.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely see SJP, they're ready. They're coming out the gate swinging.
SJP in the blue, Benson in the orange. And SJP having multiple scoring opportunities. This Benson squad not really contesting right now, Moonsum.
Yeah, it looks like it's another classic case of just not enough aggression on the opposing team, right?
Yeah, here finally trying to push out a little bit, trying to build some space. Nice ball here. Good save by the SJP defender. Another opportunity. Demo cut through. Good defense from the side of Benson.
I mean, Skep, what's the score currently? Is it?
I think it's
sitting-
4-0.
Okay. So we're seeing SJP. They're definitely putting in their work, and Benson, I think they're maybe feeling out the competition potentially, or I couldn't tell you what they're doing. Skep, what do you think they're doing?
I am unsure of that as well. They're getting scored on right now. Trying to clear it out of harm's way, but bumping it right out in the middle of the field, and that's like prime time scoring position. SJP take advantage. They take away that pass, and they put it in the back of the Benson goal. 5-0 now.
Good demo.
Another goal coming through for Clue this time. And SJP roaring start in this one. 6-0 lead now with 1:47 left on the clock. Benson in a pretty bad hole as it currently stands.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you here, Skep, but like we said in the past games we've streamed, Rocket League is awesome. You can come from a game where you get absolutely wiped here and then bring it back the next game. So while Benson is off to kind of a rough start, we can definitely see a potential comeback if they get their act together.
And we got to see some more offensive life from this Benson squad here. It's been all SJP through the likes of this first game here. That's another goal coming through for Tacti. SJP firing on all cylinders to kick off this game number 1.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good already.
One minute
All right.
remaining in game number 1. St. John's Prep have been on the pressure nonstop here throughout this first matchup. And another goal.
Yeah, I mean, say what you will, but St. John Prep is definitely Yeah, they're definitely bringing their A game.
Kickoff win for Benson here. Trying to play it into the offensive zone, trying to get something going for themselves, but struggling to kind of get a footing in this one.
Yeah, Skep, when you get into such a deep disadvantage like this that Benson's in right now, it gets hard. And with 30 seconds left on the clock, this is pretty much a shoe-in for SJP's first win of the series.
Yeah, no, this game one is chalked. 24 seconds on the clock, a 9-0 lead for St. John's Prep. Everybody on the Benson team around the ball, but nobody making contact with it, and that is not something you want to see. Up top here.
We're down to the final 15 seconds, and yeah, Benson's just really trying hard to get themselves into a good position here, but it just didn't happen.
I mean, SJP scored in like the first 10 seconds of the game. We unfortunately didn't get to see it, but the rest was kind of all there to see. I mean, the rest we saw. 17 shots to 0 shots on net in the first game.
Yeah,
I don't think anything else needs to be said on that.
Yeah, part of that's just the domination that SJP had this game, but yeah, I think Benson just wasn't aggressive enough. They're playing too defensively, and that's what got them in the position they're at right now. But hey, the series is still young, so we've got this. Benson, we're gonna pull this back, right? Have a nice close game.
I'm not so sure of that. I think Benson's going to have to start playing the game because we
100%.
didn't see too much of that going down in game number 1.
Yeah, but you know, a little optimism goes a long way here. And
yeah, I mean, they got to believe,
again,
but they got to get shots on goal.
Right? Even though we broke the curse, the 3-0 curse last stream, I could definitely go for another close game, close series, right? It's always fun to watch. It always gets everybody hyped up, everybody in Twitch chat. So
we'll get to the close series. We got a few games on the schedule for today. Game 2, though, kicking off. Benson, they're going to have to find a way to strike early on in this one. They cannot fall into a deficit like they did in that game number 1. Otherwise, this is going to be quick work for the likes of SJP. Right back to where they left off in game number 1. Pressuring early. Good tap around the defender. Nice bump coming through from Hank. Shot, wide open goal, and Tacti scoring 16 seconds into game number 2. Yeah. I mean, what do you got for me, Minsum? You go ahead and take it.
You know I was trying to be optimistic, but I'm seeing that optimism might have been a little bit misplaced.
I don't think it's misplaced, but it's like, I mean,
it's a long shot, we'll say.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. I have no comment. Nice kickoff win. Got to build off this. Ghost putting it into the opposite side corner. Ball out front. Kicked away by O-Block Jimothy. Nice boost around one defender. Goes for a chip past the goaltender. Good ball from Hank now. SJP, I'm noticing after they make a play on the ball, they're going for bumps immediately following that up, right? They're constantly trying to displace the Benson defenders. And that was... There's no way. He actually just knocked it straight into his own net. I'm stunned.
Yeah, building off of what you said earlier, Skep, they definitely know what they're doing on the side of FJB, or JEP, sorry. They know that positioning is super important. It's crucial in Rocket League games. And to tell you the truth, I think they're really just playing to their strengths here. Getting Benson just out of position enough where they can't really do anything to defend ball. And because of that, they're dominating. Four minutes left on the clock, and it's still a young game. SJB, or JP, sorry. I don't know why I keep saying that. SJP already up 4 points. And to everybody watching at home or on the big screen there, we've still got 3 more games of this, and each game will be more intense than the last.
Absolutely.
With the last two series on stream being the finals for each 2 of our 4 divisions of the Rocket League's championship. The top 16 or 8?
I think it's top 8 because it's 4 groups and it's top 2 from each group, correct?
That sounds right. But the top 8 group teams from each
Top 2
from all
from
groups.
each group.
Top 2 from each group.
Yep.
8 total group teams go to state where they'll duke it out and really compete for, glory, gold, everything.
Tacti gonna get another one, trying to make a stop at the Benson goal line, but it does not happen. 3 minutes and 7 seconds left in game number 2, and we're seeing a little bit of what we saw in game number 1, Moonsum. SJP being aggressive, making plays happen. Ooh, nice opportunity. Nobody home for the SJP defense. Shot goes a little bit wide to the left. Another wide open goal.
I do like what I'm seeing though, Skep, is I'm noticing SJP, they are conserving boost, right? They're kind of matching the pace of their opponents and outplaying them when the time's right. And I feel like if they can keep that mindset, that play style, and transfer it over to the rest of the teams who'll be playing tonight, that'll be a really good making for them going to state.
All up top. Tacti again with the aerial shot. Gets denied by Hank, but they don't get it cleared out of harm's way. Ooh, off the crossbar. It was almost the second own goal of this game. Off the post, on the goal line. Tap in there. SJP 7-0.
Yeah, Skep, I'm trying to think here. Is there anything that you think that SJP is doing poorly, or do you think that they're doing all the right things? Because remember, while they may win one game here, they still have to make at least one more in order to go to state, right?
I think they got to win the
more.
first 3
Two more.
games. Yeah, 2 more after this one is what it would be.
So, any critiquing or constructive feedback that we could give them, that could be grounds of helping them. So what do you think that we can do? What do you think that SJP can do better?
It looks like SJP's playing well off of each other, kind of like you said just a moment ago. They are, to my point earlier, like SJP are making a play on the ball, and then they are disrupting the Benson defenders immediately following it up.
Definitely,
But
yeah.
right now, Benson need to defend their goal. They need to go after the ball. They're sitting there watching, and SJP are just getting free shots on net. Play after play. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe Benson's just so awestruck by SJP's aerials that they just forget they're playing the game, right? They think they're watching like a pro YouTube video or something. But yeah, so with 2 minutes and a second left on the clock, SJP is up 10 points to Benson's 0.
And we're barely over the halfway marker in this game, and they're at a 10-goal lead. That's kind of crazy. I don't know how often we've seen something like that. Like this much time left on the clock.
Yeah, normally
Bumping
you get
around, and
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say, brother.
Yeah, normally sometimes you come across games that are a little close. Sometimes you come across games that are a little wide in scoring, like this one. But normally you see that in the last like 10 seconds with a score like this, not a minute and 40 seconds left.
Yeah. Agreed. Nice pass. Nice scoring chance off the crossbar. And Benson are just like struggling to clear their defensive zone, right? Like it's just shot attempt after shot attempt.
Yeah, I'm noticing that too. I don't know. I mean, I guess
Wide open goal. Just enough boost for Tacti to get back and make that save.
yeah, and that kind of plays into the point I made earlier. While SJP is dominating the enemy team here, they aren't doing so excessively. Like they know when to conserve boost. They know when to play a little reserved, because you get games or plays like that that are almost close to having a goal, and they need just that little bit left, little bit of boost left in their tanks.
I mean, how does that keep happening? How does that actually keep happening? It's like impossible.
Maybe it's just a misplay
I'm
on their part.
struggling, man.
I'm assuming.
Oh
I'm
no, it
hoping it's a misplay.
100% is.
Yeah.
It 100% is. That's all it is. Wide open goal. Okay.
All right, 14-0 on the side of SJP. 40 seconds left on the clock, and we've still got a lot of opportunities for plays like that. "30 seconds left, and SJP looks like they are not letting up. They are still keeping the pressure strong, and it was just a slight tap-in by Block. Yeah, you see both of Benson's defenders coming in, and they're just barely too slow for it. Alright, the final 22 seconds, and SJP just narrowly misses us. There it is. Tacti goes in, scores the 16th shot on goal, bringing the total score up 16-0. 17 seconds left, and we're getting close to closing out game number 2 of the series.
This one's finally coming to an end. Final 15 seconds. Demo on the goaltender. Another walk-in Gino.
Yeah, focusing on SJP once again. You see that right there? Tacti goes in and hits a nice clean demo. Whether that's intentional or not, because he was looking away from the ball, I can't really tell. But once again, he should definitely keep that game sense and bring it toward the rest of the games they played tonight. Final 5 seconds coming up, and ball is on the side of SJP.
Well, they got a shot on goal.
They certainly did. That's improvement.
26 shots from St. John's Prep. I don't think I've ever seen a shot count that high. That's like actually insane.
Well, Skep records are made to be broken, right? So,
yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So, one more game of the series. Benson, if they pull us back, it'll be the underdog story of the century. If not, we've got 3 more games left of the night here for everybody watching. But yeah, Skep, when we go toward the finals, the last 2 games of the night, what are you hoping to see?
I don't know. Some solid teams, some competition.
Yeah, it's always exciting to see, Skep. I agree with you wholeheartedly. But as we go into the 3rd game of this series, SJP is looking, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
No, yeah,
I'll say they're
3-0,
favored
bro. They're
to
3-0. No, they're 3-0.
they're favored to win
They're
here.
3-0. Moonsum. This one's chalked. SHB just put up 17 goals.
Good aggression by Benson. Both players who went for ball nearly missed it, and goal is being shot and scored upon by Clue, bringing the score up in the first 14 seconds, excuse me, to 1-0 in favor of SJP. I mean, SJP, they're ready here. I think they must have had some sort of pep talk, have some lucky charms on them or something. They're playing well. I mean, granted, it's not a lot of opposition they're facing right off the bat, but you know, it's always fun to see when they display some skill even at lower competition like this.
Yeah, SJP are doing what they got to do to secure the W, get the job done.
Right, and more importantly for them, they're saying, all right, we're going, but qualifies us for state. We are ready to win this, right?
I mean, they're definitely starting out with a strong case to build from this, right? Good
Right, 30 seconds
there.
and 2 goals. They're feeling good tonight. And as I say that, a third goal goes in, and SJP 3 goals in 40 seconds. Not too bad.
.30, 4 minutes, 21 seconds on the clock here in game number 3. St. John's Prep trying to put on the finishing touches to close out in a 3-0 fashion and advance to whoever. Let's go see who St. John's Prep's going to play after this one. They'll either be taking on Perham Mills or ECS Rocket League. Looks like Perham 3-0'd their game, so Perham 6 seed waiting for the victor of this one.
Hey Skip, it's always exciting. You get teams that go 3-0 in their series, and you know what? That's the makings for a good match, right?
Definitely can. We'll have to see.
Or, you know,
I mean, SJP is going to be taking on, 6th ranked Perham squad, so they're definitely going to be a step up in competition.
you'll love to see it though, Skip. I mean, competition, that's what makes this fun.
Absolutely.
I will say that was a nice tap in by Oblak. Brought it right between both defenders, and honestly, I think he knows his stuff.
Seems
Ball
like
up in the air by the wall.
SJP have had a lot of those finesse touches in this game, just not hitting the ball too hard, just tapping it to the right locations, right? Beating these defenders, and that's kind of been the story of the game.
I mean, you don't necessarily need to hit the ball max speed, right? Just hit it where it needs to go and use the appropriate force. Good demo there.
Relentless on the demos for SJP.
Definitely. And SJP, they're a minute and a half into the game, and they're up 6 points. What looks to be the makings of a 7th here. Not quite, just far on
You had
the
it.
left side.
No, you had it.
There it is.
Yep. Making of a 7th. You were right. A little bit of team bumping going on, but it's all good. Clue had that one. Oblak slid in and took it for himself. A little bit of selfishness going down, but hey, got to get yours.
100%, yeah. One of the things I like about Rocket League, and one of the things I see a lot during these close games, or during close games, and I guess games like these too, is when you see those points, those moments where the ball is just teetering on the goal line. You have everybody and their mom rushing the ball at the same time, and it's just, to me, it's almost comical to see. You get 6 vehicles just running at an oversized ball, and not much of a point I'm making here, but I just thought it was a fun little point that I had to come across my mind.
Ooh, shot off the crossbar. Rebound follow-up, good for it. Tacti puts that one away. 9-0 now, St. John's Prep. Making quick work of their Benson opposition.
Good bump attempt by Hank there, but not quite gonna keep them safe. 3 minutes left, and yeah, Skep, 9-0.
Yes, sir. Nice stop. Jimothy goes right over the goaltender, stays on the ground, doesn't jump.
I was about to say, I've been noticing a lot of
Far too easy, man. Way too easy.
that,
Didn't
but
even
it
jump.
feels like
Didn't
Benson
even
doesn't
jump.
know they can.
I mean,
It feels
yeah,
like they're playing
I
more
don't know.
Forza than this.
I don't know what's going on, man. I mean, I'm confused. It's not even
I mean,
like
who kno-
we're seeing super spectacular things from the SJP squad. I mean, bro, I don't even know. I'm at a loss of words, my friend.
I mean, look at the replay. Hank did try to jump up and try to block ball, but it was
Hank's been doing stuff.
yeah, he's
Yeah, Hank's been going for it.
yeah. It feels like those moments where Hank's just barely too slow. I'm sure that it's a little frustrating because you're just that close to blocking a ball, but
sure.
it doesn't quite pan out.
I know that's
But
gotta
hey.
sting.
2 minutes left on the
All up
clock,
top.
and score is 11-0. They were 17-0 last game, right?
Yep.
I mean, I'm not gonna say anything, but SJP, if they really go for it, they might be able to break their record yet again, right?
I mean, technically that could happen. We'll have to see.
Maybe the
Minute
shortest
45
record
on the
hold is.
clock. Nice shot from up top. Free tap in again for Tacti this time. 12-0 now. Nice shot.
What
from
an aerial.
Blue, wide open goal. Nobody
Very
home.
nice. That was a good setup too. He knew where he had to be and just went for it. Nice aerial, beautiful execution, and that was a good pan out.
It was a good play from Clue. Timothy trying to counter that shot attempt, or clearing attempt rather. Tacti setting it up. Up top, off the back wall. Bumped
Bounced up again.
Nice clear now from Benson. Let's see if they can get one before it's over.
Yeah, you always want something like walking away from this. You always want to have like one standoff goal or something to make it feel a little bit better. Because, you know, you getting... There it is!
There it is.
Hank goes in.
There it is.
Very nice. Benson brings the score up 1-13. So, granted, not the most favorable scoring, but on the side of Benson, at least
Yeah.
they are walking out with at least one goal, right?
Yep, get one to go. Chris Paul cuts the lead to 47. That's the same energy.
Yeah, I hear you, Skeb.
Hey, they got one
40
though, bro. Props to them. They got one. Tacti setting up his teammate off the post.
30 seconds left, and we are seeing this game wind down.
Good ball here, trying to set up off his teammate. Gonna get bumped up into the sky. Final 15 seconds of this one. St. John's Prep gonna clean up 3-0 fashion. Pure domination.
Yeah, Skep, if I had to sum up this series, I'd say something about the same lines as that.
Well played to SJP.
That is
Nasty shot count yet again.
1, 2, 13, 22 shots on goal with 13 of them connecting. Not bad.
Not bad indeed. Yeah, I mean, that was a crazy 3 set of games from St. John's Prep. Double-digit scoring in each one. Maybe the first one was only 9-0. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I'm not fully
it feels
sure.
like SJP got warmed up that first game and then just let Benson have it again and again and again. They did not let up, and you know what? Props to them. They're in the right mindset for divisionals tonight.
Yeah, I mean, just unrelenting offense from the St. John's Prep side of things. Non-stop shots coming through all 3 games. Really like applying the pressure from what we saw, right, and kind of leading the game by charge. So it really felt like that was St. John's Prep's game to lose, like from start to finish, to be quite honest.
Yeah, for sure. But you know, Benson got that 1 exit goal, so you can't say they didn't do anything.
Yeah, they got their exit goal. Good for Benson. That's going to conclude Benson's season. St. John's Prep winning 3-0 fashion. We are going to get our next match sorted and figured out and get that going as soon as possible for you guys. So stay tuned for more Rocket League action.
Nice side B. Okay. Wait, yeah, just carry him. Put him on the pain train. Smash HP. He just yoinked that game.
Not quite able to get anything done with that. Bri possibly going for a double tap off the backboard! And able to get a score off the top.
Both are very low. I think they're both 1 HP. Doesn't know where the...
Oh! Snap TMR for the clutch!
Here at Concordia St. Paul, you will have the opportunity to earn a degree, make lifelong friendships, and play a game you love on an esports scholarship. For more information, visit csp.edu/esports.
Coming in and actually seeing all the computers filled with kids and they have on their jerseys and they got their coaches next to them, and I see direct parallels over to football.
There's just not a lot of knowledge about gamers out there. People just don't know what they don't know.
They have to develop teamwork like any other physical game does. You don't have the teamwork, you don't win.
You take a kid who never had confidence before and you give them confidence, and you can see what they can do with their lives.
Life isn't one size fits all, and college shouldn't be either. The University of North Dakota is consistently ranked a best value in the Midwest. That means whatever you decide to study, you know it'll be worth it. A better job, less debt, and ready for whatever comes next. Because there's one thing we all have in common. We lead our own way.
Buckeyes and Apple Valley are going to do it. They're going to be the first team to win 4 state titles.
Very close here. Very nice spot dodge going through that. Hey, fair! Go straight in, go wide, but Flo able to get the rebound, and Egan has a 2-goal lead right then. It's open and it is gone. They're still on some help. We'll go in, and there you go. The Pillagers will be your MNVL 2023 Fall State champions.
back, ladies and gentlemen, to our Thursday session of Divisionals. We are getting through the tournament as we speak. Round 2 is getting up and going and underway. I want to give a quick shout out to all of our wonderful sponsors before we get into our next matchup and discussion. Starting out with St. Cloud State, we've got Gustavus, we have the University of North Dakota, we have Concordia St. Paul, Bethany Lutheran College, and then as well as Midco and Verbero. So a big shout out to all of our wonderful sponsors for giving us the opportunity and space to kind of do what we're doing here, Moonsum. And with that note, I think you have some notes about this next matchup between these two squads.
Yeah, you know it, Skip. As you see below you guys, folks, we're seeing Norman up against Ada Borup West, and I was looking at the records this during break here, and noticed week 1 of the season, Norman and Ada Borup West went up against each other, and Norman ended up with a W here, but the record said they were a 3-1 in the series, which means it'll be a close game, and you know what? I'm excited to see it. Going from being 3-1 on the side of Ada Borup West, they lost that. They've had an entire season of time for growth. So Norman, they might be a little overconfident here. They might be just right. Who knows? But I know one thing for sure: Ada Borup West is going to be feeling hungry for that win. They're going to be feeling hungry.
Absolutely.
Just for 100%.
The thing is too is like, you know, regular season compared to playing in a game like Divisionals or a playoff setting, there's a big difference, right? It's kind of now's the game that matters, right? Like, yeah, Ada Borup West dropped the game in the regular season, but now they have an opportunity to kind of rectify that mistake, right? Make it right, get that win back, and continue their push through this Divisionals play here, Moonsum. And the other note for these two squads, Norman the 8 seed, and it's Ada Borup West the 9 seed. So very tight matchup between these two squads. Only one team will prevail and carry on that torch. So I'm excited to see which one of these squads is going to punch their ticket. The bad news for both these teams is they're going to have to take on the number 1 seed of Moorhead. So
that's not necessarily the most.
But focus on the game at hand, right?
Definitely.
Okay, I just got a fun fact. I'm not trying to cut you off, but I actually just got a fun fact in my DMs from a legend, the GM, Mr. Farwell. Norman County East and Ada Borup West are about 10 miles apart from each other, so they are rivals in all sports. So we have ourselves a real grudge match taking place right here, right now in Divisionals Round 2, Moonsum.
You know that's going to be exciting here, Skip. And looking at the player count, the player cards here, these are some pretty familiar names we've seen here. Born Alexander, Sive. I mean, we know these guys. They both play good games, and it's gonna be exciting seeing them and seeing how they play up against each other.
I mean, that actually spices this one up a lot more than you may think, right? These two schools have pride on the line at this point, right? You always want to beat your neighboring cities in sports. It's that thing that you're always looking for. It makes that matchup have that extra bit of, you know, that bonus that comes with the win. Not only did you just beat a team and you pushed through to the next round of Divisionals, but you took out one of your closest rivals. So both of these teams are going to be fighting tooth and nail in this one, Moonsum, and I think we're going to have a back and forth series.
Yeah, we better. Having Ada Borup West hungry for that comeback, hungry for that revenge game from the first game of the season. I think they're going to give Norman for a run for their money. And like you said, they are going up against the seed 1 team of divisions, but you know what?
If they win this. Okay, that's saying that Winnie Mac's automatically going to lose to Moorhead. Sorry, no offense to Winnie Mac. It's just usually those 1 seeds don't end up dropping, right? They find a way to punch a ticket to state, is kind of what I'm saying.
You never know. Winnie Mac, they might pull up with something crazy.
I don't think Moorhead lost. All right, we're just dealing with a little bit of technical difficulties on one of our PCs for the side of ABW, but once we get that sorted out, we will be jumping into the Rocket League pitch for everybody. And excited for this one indeed. Norman taking on ABW. Grudge match rivalry on the cards. 1 seeding difference between these two teams here, Moonsum. And I don't think you can really ask for a tighter round 2 matchup.
No, you can't. I mean, you think about it. We talked about this earlier. There's only one win differentiating the two teams, and it was the win that Norman pulled from Ada Borup West. So, you know there's going to be that grudge. On top of them being rivals, that's going to be the makings for some absolutely heated gameplay here. And you know what? I'm all for it. Yep, I know you talked about being rivals with other schools, how that makes the win just a little bit more sweeter, a little bit more grander. I mean, I know you're a hockey guy, so have you ever had that experience firsthand where you got to absolutely crush a rival school or something?
I mean, I had plenty of experiences. Unfortunately, you know, usually we were on the receiving end of the loss, to be quite honest. But, I mean, playing against rivals is mainly what it comes down to, right? There's more on the line. It feels like a more competitive matchup. I mean, obviously we found wins here and there, but, you know, usually on the ice rink, St. Louis Park in my time, we were middle of the pack. I'd say that. Middle of the pack. That's fair play.
Yeah, that's about
Win
where
some,
Chisholm
lose
Lakes
some.
is too.
Yeah, win some, lose some, and then, you know,
Yeah,
unfortunately drop to the rivals.
Yeah, particularly bitter story for me. Homecoming game this year. I am a senior, so it was especially important. We were up against our rivals, North Branch, and I'm pretty sure we had an advantage the first half of the game. And then they pull up a cheeky win from us, and I'm still a little salty ever since then. But you know what? That was past. Here, we're talking about Norman and Ada Borup West. As soon as that technical difficulty gets sorted out, we are ready to see some gameplay that is going to be super, super tense. Both teams need to play absolutely flawlessly in order to pull up a win from the other. And you know what? One little mistake can cost the series.
I'm excited to see how we'll get a real understanding for kind of the 2 levels of these 2 squads once we get into game number 1, that feeling out process. We did get our 6th and final player connected to the match. We should be loading in soon. So we appreciate everybody's patience. Sometimes with divisionals, you know, it takes a little bit longer between games. We're trying to keep everybody on the same page, move the rounds along at the same time. So appreciate everybody's patience. And hopefully this game can deliver. Norman taking on Ada Borup West. Norman in the blue, ABW in orange.
Yeah, and I want to justify the hyping up that we had that entire time. These teams, they've only lost one other match, and it was to the same team, the seed number 1 team. So they're a good team. They're both good teams. So I'm hoping it's a close game. As we've seen so far.
Ooh, off the post. Nice shot early from Norman. The follow-up from Mr. Left Hand, and it's going to be the side of Norman who strike first.
Yeah, that's exciting to see. Norman's first goal, I mean, it's got to be familiar for him, seeing how, you know, like I said, they've come up on top above Ada Borup West here, but you know what? That's the past, once again. Ada Borup West just needs one good goal, one good play here, and then they tie it up. Up in the air toward Norman's goal. And I'll hand it back to you, Scab.
Oh, you're good. Early goal can kind of dictate how the game's going to go, but, you know, early on in game number 1, you got to be able to shake it off. Got to be able to get right back to it. Can't let it affect you too much. And for the side of ABW, they're staying aggressive, which is a good sign.
Yeah, normally
nice
what we've
shot
seen
here.
Yeah, what we've seen in the past of the series we've played. Very nice shot by Bourne. But back to my point, normally what we've seen in games where it's just a complete wipeout, teams get into this rut, they get down by a few points, and then that just is where they stay. Ada Borup West, they're coming back with a good retaliation punch there. Bring the score up 1-1, tied game between both teams.
Tied up indeed. 3 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock in game number 1 here, Moonsum. And so far, so good from both these squads. Nice shot attempt off the post and in. Ivan Zessi goes short side on the goaltender. And I don't think Steve was expecting that shot to come back on the short side. See that? Jumped forward, expecting that shot to go to where there was so much open net space. But a cheeky little shot coming out from Ivan.
Yeah, and you know what? With games that are going to be this close, or hopefully going to be this close, Skep, it's going to be those cheeky little shots that make the difference.
ABW with their first lead now of this series here, Moonsum. And now starting to apply more pressure.
Yeah, you're seeing, like you just said, more pressure. Norman is kind of stuck on the defensive side as Adaborp West kind of maintains possession of the ball.
Ooh, nice
and
pinch. Good clear attempt.
Very nice clear attempt. Very nice clear.
Now more? Oh, so close.
Nobody was
nice
home.
setup
That was
there from Norman.
Yeah, very much so. That was a nice goal in the making. A little bit more boost than they would have had it.
Yeah, golden scoring opportunity doesn't quite land. Now ball back towards the Norman side of things, but effective clearing coming out of the squad in blue. Ball out to midfield. Steve hit that one a little too far forward. Now it's a bit of a turnover. Tiny now coming upfield. Nice bounce here. Good contest on that one. Clear attempt now from Ivan. And a lot of back and forth between these two squads so far, Moonsum.
Yeah, you love to see it, especially on games that were going, what, a minute and a half without a goal. Teams are feeling tense, and this is what we're expecting to see in divisionals like this. Close games, really good demonstrations of gameplay. You love to see it.
Norman, 1 goal behind in this one. Gonna have to start to rev that offense back up here. But ABW have been playing with some confidence off the back of those last 2 goals. Tiny, bringing it into the offensive zone. Ooh, nice shot attempt here from Mr. Left Hand. Ball out front, will get cleared. Good dunk.
Norman has not let up on this goal, and just like that, the score is tied up 2-2 with 1 minute and 15 seconds left. Yep, what do you think?
I mean, as tight of a game 1 as you can ask for. Short side, 2 players on ABW were there trying to make that save, but just were a little late to the party. And all of a sudden, we are tied back up at 2s. Ball up off the crossbar. ABW back on that offensive pressure now, Moonsum. Nice shot attempt here. Will get saved by the Norman keepers.
Yeah, Adaborp West were just about to
that's a nice
come
shot.
back and
Big save though from Tiny.
yeah, both teams are fighting tooth and nail here. They both want this win, and they both want to come up on top from their rival team. And you know what? That's what we're here for. That's what we're here to enjoy. Viewers, casters, it's all the same. We'd love to see this, and I hope you guys love to see this as well. 25 seconds left on the clock now, and scores are still tied with nobody necessarily looking like they're going to be taking the lead. We might go into overtime here, Skep. What do you think?
Could be a possibility. Still a little bit of time left on the clock. ABW trying to stay on the offensive. Nice, timely clear. Last second opportunity, back the other way. A wide open goal. This could take the lead.
There it is.
Big time score from Tiny, and Norman will squeak out a lead with 3 seconds left on the clock. It's not impossible, but things now in a much more difficult position for the side of ABW.
Yeah, I would even go so far to say precarious on the side of ABW. And you know what? Ball's up in the air, so it's possible, but I don't know. I've never been too good at keeping the ball in the air in situations like this, and
it's
it
a
can be
little
difficult.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Norman, after a tightly contested game number 1 of this series, will squeak out the victory. You can see the saves being big in favor of the side of Norman.
Definitely. And even though Norman had less shots on Adaborp West, they still pulled up with the win. And that just goes to show positioning communication with your teammates. That's what really makes the gameplays makes the play winning games.
You're good. You're good. No, I mean, so the thing too is like if Norman don't find that weird kind of awkward second goal, who knows if that one ends up going their way, right? Like, I don't know. That was a very timely goal to score that second one. And then, yeah, that long clear in the closing seconds and moments of game number 1 ends up being the difference maker. Like you said, it's the little things that can kind of separate squads this close in margin. And that's exactly what it was for game number 1.
Yeah, and albeit it was a little bit of a misplay on ABW's side. They had nobody home on their goal, and that just gave Norman a free goal. But I think they were really banking on the side of them getting that goal instead of Norman.
I'd agree. I mean, they went for that offensive play. They wanted to try to close out in regulation, and it ended up backfiring. So we'll see if that affects their confidence levels going into game number 2. But a very tightly contested game. Both teams should be feeling very confident rolling into number 2.
Yeah, as far as confidence goes, Skeps, I don't know if they're going to be too wavered by this. I feel like if you're representing your school against your rivals, you're not going to just let something like that happen. You've got the best out of 3 games of the series. They can easily pull this back, especially seeing how the last game was so close.
A little bit of a missed shot there. Follow up, though, from his teammate. Ball going back into the Norman offensive zone, or Norman defensive zone. I like the pressure from ABW, but it was just one car up front there, so not too
Brilliant
much
save.
support. That was a good, timely save there. Good bump coming out. This is a dangerous spot for ABW. Nice clear around the corner of the arena.
Yeah, with 2 offenders on you, no less. That's a difficult clear, and you know what? He did it well.
A little bit of a team bump there.
3 minutes and 35 seconds left on the clock, and nobody has scored yet. As I say that, there was almost a score on the side of Norman, but you know what?
Ooh.
Oh, there it is.
ABW will strike first in game number 2. Born Alexander over to Bjorn out front. Not a bad start for the likes of ABW.
Yeah, it's super close yet again. A minute and a half went by and only 1 goal was had. So, you know, it's going back and forth. I think we might hopefully see a back and forth game between these guys in a back and forth series. But you know what? It's still anybody's game. 3 minutes left on the clock. Norman's looking to kind of solidify that lead that they have right now. Ada Northwest is looking to close that lead. Gab, what do you think? Is this a pretty realistic game for either team to win?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to come down to the little things. ABW, got to keep this pressure on. For the side of Norman, I mean, they just got to keep doing what they have been doing, right? They've been finding scoring opportunities. It's just going to be about converting on them and capitalizing.
Yeah, I hear ya. And teams are still just going back and forth. We're halfway through the game, and there's only been 1 goal to be had. Almost some dangerous pressure by Norman, but you know what? It's cleared really nicely by Ada Northwest.
And Tiny gets back just barely in time to make that save. That could have been detrimental.
Yeah, you'll love to see that. That
goals.
contingency plan that Tiny was. He wasn't there. That goal, that was Ada Northwest's goal 100%.
Absolutely. 2 minutes remain on the clock here. Norman down a single goal, but up 1 game in the series. We'll see if Norman can put one in the back of the net here. Ball up top, nice long clear now. Good pressure coming through from ABW still.
I was gonna say the aggression for both teams. It's
Ooh,
just
nice shot. Big time save though from Tiny.
dude, Tiny is being that anchor, that lifeline for this team. The amount of goals he saved already, not even just this game, but last game as well.
Very defensively sound.
Yeah, 100%. Minute and 10 seconds left, and still no new goals.
Yeah, heavily contested matchup we are seeing. Almost as predicted.
Hey, Skep, I did my research. I did my homework. Hopefully that pays off. Hopefully I get a good grade on the test, right?
For sure. Both teams delivering. Only 40 seconds remain now in game number 2 here, Moonsum. Norman gonna have to find a way to strike sooner than later. They were last-second heroes in game number 1. We'll see if they can create some more magic here in game number 2.
Yeah, but the
Ball
difference
up
here,
top.
Skep, is where Adaborp West, they kind of banked on a goal at the end of last game. They don't need to do that. They can play as defensively as they want, and with 15 seconds left on the clock, they can just, as long as they play well here, the game
was
is
it.
secured.
Norman, 2 untimely whiffs. There's no way.
Series closing down as soon as the ball touches the ground, and this looks to be in the favor of Adaborp West. Nobody's letting the ball touch the ground.
Well, Norman want to run the field.
Yeah, they're not
That'll
done
do
yet.
it.
Yep, there it is.
ABW will take a 1-0 Game 2 victory over their rival counterpart of Norman. We are all tied up at 1 game apiece now as we get ready to move into Game 3, the separation game between these two squads. Both teams getting the better of one. What do you want to see differently from Norman coming out in game number 3, Moonsum?
Honestly, Skep, I don't really know what else they can really be doing. It's such an even matchup where in order to really make a difference, you have to change up to your playstyle so much. You had players like Tiny who was going for saves and hitting those saves that really kept Norman in the game. But with 1 point differential between each of these games, I don't know if there's really a whole lot that's really separating them.
Agreed. I mean, both teams are very even, as noted, based on the seedings. And so far through the pace of play, it's been very back and forth on both sides. ABW were getting the better of Norman in that game too. The pressure seemed to be mounting more for the side of ABW. So interested to see if that will progress into game number 3, or if we're going to get a bounce back here from the side of Norman.
Yeah, going back to what you asked earlier about what Norman could be doing better, I thought of one little thing, and I noticed Norman had a couple of team bumps that really put them out of position, but that's such a nitpicky little communication thing. I think we're still looking at a great game overall. Great series, sorry.
Ooh, up top, early chance there from the side of ABW, right where they left off in game number 2. Knocking on the Norman goal. Long
yeah, a lot
clear
of
now.
aggression early on. I mean, we talked about this. Oh,
Left hand gonna find a long goal from beyond field, and players were in position. Oh, there's a little bit of a team bump and a little bit of a miss from the goaltender. Will cost ABW first goal of the game, the way of Norman.
yeah, Norman's bump there where I don't even remember the player, but that bump by Norman to one of Adaborp West's players put him just off rotation to keep him from knocking that back out of there.
Norman now seem like they're coming out with a little bit more fire in this game number 3, trying to apply that pressure themselves now. Trying to contest a little bit more. Good shot. Will go off the post. Now trying to clear. Oh, good takeaway though.
The aerial reset almost had a nice goal lined up, blocked by Adaborp West, and the ball is back in Adaborp West's side of the field.
Now getting cleared down the length of the field. All three Norman players bunched up in that corner. Got to be a little bit cleaner with how they're rotating around and who's going for the ball, right? Who's going to stay home. Nice shot. Denied, though. Sieve, very powerful shot on net. Gets stopped. ABW don't want to fall down into a little bit of a hole, right? Got to keep this one close.
100%
Haven't seen any
transparency
big
here,
lead,
Skip.
any big
100%
leads or anything.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but also I want to say so far we've seen the MVPs of either side just been the goalkeepers at their time. Tiny, Steve, they both made some pretty good saves that I could even hear it in your voice that you thought that the ball was going in.
I mean, that was a crazy fast shot, and it was a big-time save. Yeah, no, I was surprised that one got saved. However, ABW on a nice takeaway at midfield will be able to put one away, and Sieve with a little bit of a misjump there, thinking the ball was maybe going to be coming in faster than it did, and ends up getting in the back of the goal. So tied up at ones yet again here, Moonsum.
Yeah, it's so exciting to see. You get Norman, they were coming back for a little bit of a revenge shot from last game. Adabor Russ coming up and answering that call, and we are back yet again, neck and neck.
Oh, nice shot on goal, and it's Ivan who's going to strike again. ABW with back-to-back goals now, and claiming that lead for the first time in this game number 3.
I mean, Skip, I'm excited. You know I keep saying this. I know I'm almost going to be sounding like a broken record here, but 2 minutes and 45 seconds. We've only seen 3 goals in this first half of game 3, and there's only 1 point of difference between either team. It's still anybody's game, and you know what? I'm all for it.
Good ball off the back wall. Norman trying to get this defensive zone cleared out towards midfield, but it's a nice push back into their own defensive zone. Pressure now from Bourne Alexander. Chips it around one defender. A little bit of room to work with. Nice takeaway from Mr. Left Hand. A dangerous trip in. The shot attempt goes off the post, so not quite there in time. Ivan going to get back on the defensive side of things and not allow any further attempts from the side of Norman.
I need to go in for a really almost clean aerial. Looks like he ran out of boost there, and that means the ball is back centered in the field, and it's kind of hard to tell who's got possession of the ball right now. It's going back so quickly between each team.
Good long clear. Follow up now from ABW. Ball bounces out front, off the wall, chip back into the zone. Ooh, an awkward ball now.
Yeah,
just over a minute left.
Yeah, I was noticing, Skep, just then. It seems like Norman's playing a little bit more defensively. I don't know whether they're planning something or they're just getting ready for endgame here, but it seems like they're thinking to themselves, oh, we're down to a point. We probably should probably try our hardest to make sure we don't get down another point, right?
Oh,
and as I say that, Bourne Alexander goes in and scores a third shot, bringing the total score up 3-1 in favor of Adabor West. 2-point lead by Adabor West. Not impossible, but with 45 seconds left on the clock, it's looking like Adabor West is starting to come up a little bit farther than Norman in terms of game 3.
Long clear down into the Norman side of the zone. And ABW starting to get a better feeling for how this series is playing out. Starting to play with that confidence like we've been talking about, Moonsum. Only 30 seconds left in this game number 3. Norman down 2 goals. Very tough spot. Oh, this is a dangerous shot all the way downfield. Nice save.
15 seconds left, and it's still anybody's possession of the ball.
And that's going to do it for game number 3. It's ABW finding themselves up 2-1 now in the series after a 3-1 win in game number 3. So still a very tight series, Moonsum, but as we've kind of noticed, it does seem like Norman have kind of shifted back to a little bit more defensive based. We haven't seen that same style of aggression that it kind of kicked off with.
Yeah, I agree with you, Skip. Looking at the different stats, Bourne and Tiny being absolute foils of each other, with Tiny saving most of Bourne's shots, you love to see it. I mean, you think about it, games like this, like we said, the rival schools, and you know, there's a chance that they even know each other in real life too. So you know what? We're loving that rivalry. With that game 3 done though, I mean, it looks like what I was saying might be coming to fruition. Edinburgh West, they're hungry. They're ready for that comeback win. Ready for the revenge win. And Norman, I don't know if they were expecting this type of or this degree of resistance in their rec and divisionals.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, you know, surely these teams are aware of the skill on both sides. So, and the fact that it is divisionals, I mean, anything can kind of happen, right? You gotta keep your head on straight. Got to play the series out and see kind of what you can do. Norman are not out of this by any means, but it is ABW on match and series point. 2 opportunities to kind of close out. So we'll see what they can do. Norman, a must-win game to keep their divisionals playoff alive. Good ball up top. Norman with the demo, a good scoring opportunity, but denied by the keeper. A little bit of a miss. Oh, and another huge save from the side of ABW.
I mean, I'm loving this, Skip. Norman, they've realized that they're down. They're not phased by that by any means, and they're coming back to Edinburgh West's side of the field with all the aggression in the world.
Ooh, good ball. Nice save. ABW, very defensively sound to kick off game number 4 so far.
I mean, Skip, we talked about having aggression, and in our past streams, we've talked about having a lot of aggression, and that being the most important thing alongside of communication and teamwork. This is what that looks like. This is
another huge save, Moonsung.
Yeah, 100%, and that was all communication, I'm sure. All these streams so far, especially this stream, is a huge highlight of what MNVL has to offer, and you know what? I'm enjoying it, every second of it.
Very tight series so far. 0-0 at the 3-minute, 30-second marker. ABW trying to get their offense rolling now. They've gotten out to one of the slower starts yet in terms of their offensive production. But now pressuring Norman right in front of their own goal. Will get this cleared to midfield, and now trying to track it down.
I mean, knowing what you said there, Skip.
Go ahead.
Sure, Edinburgh West hasn't really been super aggressive, but they've been sound with their defense, and the score is still 0-0. So, I mean, there's not a huge need this very second for them to play super aggressively. I think they might be waiting for kind of a misplay on Norman's side to take advantage of.
Ball out front, kick down the length of the field. It doesn't seem to be on the marker, but Norman's
very
tiny.
nice.
Will get there first and find this first goal of game number 4. .241 on the clock. ABW have battled back from behind before, so plenty of game time left in this one, Moonsum.
Yeah, especially with Norman having that point lead, they can start playing a little bit more defensively now. I mean, we've been over this. It only takes one sound goal, and then the game can be over. But you know what? Edinburgh West is not giving up, and I'm loving that.
Yeah, absolutely not going to give up. I mean, you don't want to go to a game 5 if you are the side of ABW. You want to try to get this done right here, right now in game number 4. So, going to have to start applying that pressure. Ooh, shot a little bit off the mark to the right side of the goal.
That and a little bit more historical context. Last time they played each other, the first game of the season, Norman beat Edinburgh West 3-1. So if Adabor West can come up with the win this game, the irony of them reversing the game scores would be absolutely so sweet for ABW.
All up top, out front. Norman had a player waiting in that slot area looking for some magic to be made, but it wasn't quite going to amount to it. 120 left in this one now, Moonsum. Game number 4. ABW, a little bit lackluster offensively.
Yeah, we're closing up the game, and it might look like, despite what I was saying earlier, Norman might be coming up with the 5th game of the series.
Yeah, I mean, Norman making a serious case right here and now. Still only the 1 goal in this one. Shot a little bit high. Won't quite find the mark. Back the other way. Another shot goes high. And a little bit more tamed gameplay from both squads, it feels like, in this one.
Yeah, but that's all it takes. Norman got that goal, not necessarily early on, but they got it in the first half, I believe, and they've held on to that lead ever since. 20 seconds left, and Adabor West really needs to make a play here in order for them to tie this up and send it into overtime.
Oh, wide open look at the net. Both defenders going to slide on in to deny, though. Big time save from Norman. Only 10 seconds remaining in this one. 1 goal separation. ABW got to make a rush play, but it doesn't look likely. Tiny up top, kicking it down the length of the field. And this ball's going to hit the deck. We have ourselves a game number 5 on the cards.
There it is, folks. I mean, still anybody's game, like we just said. Looking at the stats, they're pretty comparable. I mean, Norman had 2 more shots on goal, but they only won by 1. So all it takes is one little thing, one little event in a game, and then it's all over from there.
I mean, we are now getting into the point where 1 game is going to be the difference maker between a team moving on with a chance to punch their ticket to state, or unfortunately the road will kind of be closing out, right? And the season will come to an end. So 1 game going to be the difference maker between these 2 rival squads. Wouldn't want it to shape out any other way here, Moonsum.
Yeah, but whatever the outcome happens, Norman and ABW both have played very well today, and the fact that they're rival teams against each other makes it even sweeter for the winning team.
Absolutely. 1 more game being called for. It is Norman taking on Ada Borup West 1 more time for all the marbles this time.
Yes, Skep, it is,
Can really
like
go
you just
either
said,
way.
all the marbles. 5 minutes separate either team from moving on or going home. And you know what? I don't think either team is looking to go home.
Big demo to start it out. Ball up top. 2 players go for it. Nice long clear now from the side of Norman. Dangerous ball. Tiny almost had that immediate redirect after the clearing attempt. Didn't quite find it. Shot goes high up off the crossbar. Norman picking up from where they left off in that game number 4. Big time save though from the side of ABW. They're kind of stuck in a scramble. Another save. Action right from the get-go here.
Yeah, I totally agree here. I mean, if you look at it, the only thing that was keeping Adabor West from getting scored on there was their communication. The second that one made a save, another teammate was ready to take their place and kind of clutch up defense.
Ball back in their own zone. Norman on that pressure. Hopping back out to midfield with this ball. ABW still haven't been showing that offensive go like we were seeing earlier on. Gotta start going back to that pressure play style. Here's an opportunity. Ball out front. Timely save by the keeper.
Ball centered in the middle of the field, and it looks like ball's about to be in possession of Adabor West.
Good opportunity.
This is a close
now.
game. I'm scared to breathe, Scap.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting difficult. Both teams are neck and neck right now. Back and forth action. Good clear into the corner. Stepping up is the third man. Born Alexander now. Not a lot of boost to play with here.
Good bump, which cleared ball back to Adabor West side of the field.
Oh, what a save. Dunk back the other way now. ABW trying to flip the script and apply pressure for themselves. Off the back wall, going to be immediately cleared out of the Norman defensive zone. Nice save.
Good save.
ABW just making save after save right now, defending their own goal.
Yeah, it's crucial that they do so, Skep, but unless they put that same amount of pressure on Norman, it's going to be really hard for them to come up on top here. That being said, we've seen a good amount of offense from ABW as well, so still a close game. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock, and ball's
Nobody
inside.
scored yet.
Yeah, ball's on the side of Norman, but it's quickly cleared over to center, back to Norman. Cleared up corner again.
Nice bump. All cleared back into this ABW offensive zone. Norman trying to get this one clear. Dangerous positioning, goes out in front of the own goal. Almost gets it taken off the hood of his vehicle. Now it's ABW. Trying to bring it back, trying to start creating those scoring opportunities for themselves. Nice shot, goes off the post. It was close. One goal could be the difference maker here, Moonsum, as we approach 1 minute, 25 seconds, still scoreless in game number 5.
Ball's in the center of the field again, back toward Norman, and we've seen a lot of...
Oh my goodness, how did he make
right
that
there.
save? Off the crossbar of his own goal, keeping that one out somehow. Witchcraft.
Dude, they're both wearing...
ABW.
Yeah, both teams are wearing good luck charms. I swear, there's no way some of these shots are staying out of goal.
1 minute remaining here, Moonsum. One goal could be the difference maker. Ball
Dude,
up
I can only
top.
imagine the nerves that each
Dangerous
team are feeling.
position. Norman
There it is!
will strike. Not Tiny will find it. Beautiful setup for himself. He goes up top and he gets it and he drops it right underneath the bar. Well placed shot. And it is now Norman with a 1-goal lead here in game number 5.
45 seconds, and Adabor West needs to make a play here. It's such a close game now. It was such a close game, and that one single point could spell the doom of ABW's side of the team.
Oh,
there it
my
is!
goodness. A redirection. Born Alexander is moving towards this ball, and it bounces off his car going forwards. And I don't think they were ready for it on the side of Norman. Knotted back up at 1 apiece now. Inseparable, these two squads here, Moonsum.
The amount of good plays we've seen from each team, it just goes to show these teams are solid. Both teams deserve the rank they have right now, and whoever moves on here, I wish the best of luck to.
ABW scored the most recent goal to tie things back up at 1 apiece. 15 seconds left in game number 5. This could go either way. Next goal is critical. 10 seconds. We could be going to an overtime golden goal scenario. It was Norman to score in the dying seconds in game number 1, I believe. But this time, it's ABW with an opportunity. Ball's going to go and hit the ground. Overtime, game 5, round 2 divisionals. What more can you ask for between these two rival schools? Ball towards the midfield, and that is not how you want to go into overtime. Oh my goodness.
7 seconds left into overtime. Norman pulls up with a score when nobody's home on the side of ABW, and that is the end of the series. Norman has pulled up a win from a 1-2 lead on the side of ABW, and that's...
It's an absolute heartbreaker for ABW for their season to come to a close like that. Nobody ready for that ball to get passed out to the middle of the field, and that was just a prime setup for Norman to go up, grab that, and put it in the back of the net. I mean, props to Norman. They get it done in 5 in overtime. They get away with a 2-1 victory. All 5 of these games were razor tight, down to the wire. Props to both these squads for putting on a show here for us in round number 2 of our divisionals. But man, oh man, Moonsum, what do you have to say about how that one went? That was action-packed.
Skep, the historical data was there. I mean, by all means, NCE definitely should have taken that game by storm. And ABW pulls up with an almost win to reverse it. That is the ideal matchup. I mean, I'll be honest, I was kind of rooting for the underdogs of the story, but you know what? The fact that the game was that close just shows the improvement that ABW had. NC,
Absolutely.
they played amazingly. So did ABW, and just one little, what looked to be a mistake, miscommunication on the part of ABW that costed the game there.
Yeah, man. I mean, it literally came down to one little mistake, right? There was a few moments in multiple games where either one of the teams could have kind of finished out the series or taken that lead, but in the end, we go 5 games, and it is Norman who get the better of ABW. What an action-packed series, folks. We are going to cut away shortly and get our next round of play ready for everybody, so stay tuned. The best is yet to come. More divisionals after the break.
Nice side B. Okay. Wait, yeah, just carry him. Put him on the pain train. Smash HP. He just yoinked that game.
Not quite able to get anything done with that. Bri possibly going for double tap off the backboard! And able to get a score off the top.
Both are very low. I think they're both 1 HP. Doesn't know where they're...
Oh, snap! TMR for the clutch.
Here at Concordia St. Paul, you will have the opportunity to earn a degree, make lifelong friendships, and play a game you love on an esports scholarship. For more information, visit csp.edu/esports.
Coming in and actually seeing all the computers filled with kids and they have on their jerseys and they got their coaches next to them, and I see direct parallels over to football.
There's just not a lot of knowledge about gamers out there. People just don't know what they don't know.
They have to develop teamwork like any other physical game does. You don't have the teamwork, you don't win.
You take a kid who never had confidence before and you give them confidence, and you can see what they can do with their lives.
Life isn't one size fits all, and college shouldn't be either. The University of North Dakota is consistently ranked a best value in the Midwest. That means whatever you decide to study, you know it'll be worth it. A better job, less debt, and ready for whatever comes next. Because there's one thing we all have in common. We lead our own way.
Roseville will find their golden moment. Moments of the round. Roar dashes into his own demise, and Apple Valley are going to do it. They're going to be the first team to win 4 state titles.
Very close here. Very nice spot dodge going through that. And we broken him to fair. Go straight in, go wide, but Flo able to get the rebound, and Eakin has a 2-goal lead right. Then it's open and it is gone. They're still on some health. We'll go in, and there you go. The Pillagers will be your MNVL 2023 Fall State champions.
Where are you going? Or maybe a better question is, how far do you want to go? And how fast do you want to get there? Now we're getting somewhere. So let's go. Let's go faster. Let's go further. Let's go beyond.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are now reaching the pinnacle of our Rocket League divisionals. We are nothing but teams that are qualified for state at this point. We've got Egan taking on Chaska, a 4 seed versus a 5 seed. This is a rematch of a matchup that we saw at the end of last week, Moonsum. And I think you have a little bit more input for the viewers at home.
I was going to say, yeah, Skip, we've got a super close game here. We've got Chaska seated at number 4 and Egan seated at number 5 for spots. And like you said, the last game of the season before divisionals, before right now, Chaska lost to Egan 1-3, which means it was a close game. They were ready to win this. They're ready to take this by storm. They are ready, period. You know?
It was a close series.
Yeah.
OT games, I think 2 of the 4 games went to overtime, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you are correct. And as we load in here, we've got Doge, we've got Chowens, Expo Streams, and Jazz, Opto, and Flow. All of these names, they're sounding pretty dang familiar. So, you know what? I'm expecting big things.
I would hope the names sound familiar since we casted them last week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think, okay, the only thing is, I think that they discussed on the side of Egan about their third player and who was going to be the player playing, because they have kind of a 4-man roster. So it seems as Opto is the player that they opted for. You like that?
Yeah, there you go. And as we're getting ready to go, I'm able to hear the engines revving right now. So we are getting right on the cusp of our last game of this division. 5 minutes left, or 5 minutes starting off the clock, and we were ready to go. Ball is immediately sent over toward Chaska's side of the field. Right in front of goal. Dangerous opportunity there. Egan is not letting up here right off the bat, and Chaska goes in for a long clear. Back on the side of Egan, and Egan is retaliating by sending the ball right back where it came from. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, and we're doing all right.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of back and forth here, Moonsum. This is a very even matchup. The 4 seed for Chaska, 5 seed for Egan. I mean, another neck-and-neck game like we just witnessed in the round prior.
Yeah, great clear by Chaska here. And Egan is... Both teams are playing really well so far. Egan is trying to send ball back over to Chaska. No dice, though. Egan is playing a little bit on the defensive right now.
Chaska definitely coming out with some aggression right in the play right away. I mean, they're aware that Egan got the better of them last week. And if memory serves right, Egan came back down like 2-0 or 3-0 twice, if I'm starting to remember that now. And it's Flow to open it up early for the side of Egan.
You just might be right here, Skip. I think I'm remembering that too. And you know what? Flow was feeling good. I believe it was Flow that we had on stream, right?
Correct.
Right. All right, so Flo, we talked to him a little bit. He was feeling good. He was feeling excited for the divisionals leading up here. And I think, yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Ball's in a dangerous spot for Chaska once again. And it is going to be Jazzy who puts it in.
Egan jumping out to an early 2-0 lead. And that's got to be a little alarming for the side of Chaska, given the fact that they had big leads just last week over this Egan squad, and Egan was able to come back. So Egan starting out strong is a big sign of strength from the Wildcats.
Yeah, Flo on stream in our interview, he said that he was really, really trying to get his team to practice, and I think we're seeing the effects of that as just barely ball comes off the sidebar of goal, and ball is back in Egan's side of the field. Chaska is not letting the ball come anywhere close to the goal after the first 2 shots and goals by...
Wow, another big scoring opportunity for Egan, dude. They have been on it.
Yeah, this is awesome to see. Ball is back in the side of Egan. 3 minutes left on the clock, and it's still anybody's game. We saw last week where Egan and Chaska, they went toe-to-toe, and it was a really quick reversal that really paved Egan's way to victory. Ball's on the side of Egan right now.
Good play from Doge.
Really, yeah, very nice.
Skill expression on 10 on this one. Doge Takeaway from Flo off the sidewall, beats it over the defender, and has a wide open goal to himself. What a play and skill expression coming through from Doge. Big time goal for Chaska.
Yeah, with him throwing the needle there, that brought the score up 1-2 in the favor of Egan with more points. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock, and ball is close to center of the field. Anybody's possession. Egan goes in and almost puts it into the goal, nearly blocked by Chaska. Chaska is earning possession of the ball, shoots this back, and it is just narrowly blocked again on goal. Chaska goes for a shot on Egan's goal and whiffs, and ball is brought back to the side of Egan. Yeah, it is tense. I'm having a hard time keeping track of what's going on, and I'm casting. I'm not even playing the game.
It's a quick. These two teams are just like that next level of team, right? That caliber that these two squads are at. It's a faster pace of play. Both teams are reacting quicker to what the opposition is doing. So it's a constant back and forth. Nobody's stagnant, right? You're seeing everybody moving at all times, predicting where the next play is going to take place. And I mean, we're witnessing two of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, very nice. Ball is on Egan's side of the field, and Egan is not having it. They're trying their best to clear ball back over to the side of Chaska, and as they center ball back to the center of the field, Chaska goes in and blocks that. Egan in possession of the ball and looking to make a good scoring opportunity, and it is Opto who taps the ball in, bringing the score up 3-1.
Nice little play here from Opto.
I mean, we talked about Opto being the...
That was crazy.
Yeah, we talked about Opto being the one who got subbed in last week. Him being in here this week, it's seeming like he's putting in his work. He's carrying his weight. Minute 15 seconds left on the clock, and Egan has a 2-point lead. Gonna be... Oh, just barely misses off crossbar, or not crossbar, sidebar of goal. Chaska trying to bring the ball back, or Egan trying to bring the ball back, and it doesn't look like it's really happening. He's trying his best to get the ball back over to Chaska's side of the field. Alongside of his teammates. It's back over there.
Ooh, that's a troubling clear attempt. It goes right out into a prime scoring position, and Opto's going to take full advantage. These are little mistakes that, for the side of Chaska, you just cannot be having. A team like Egan is going to punish that all day long.
Yes, got 50 seconds left on the clock, and Chaska needs to make some big plays here if they want to come back. Ball by Chaska's goal yet again. And Flo goes in from top of the air, from center. Puts it in with the goal, bringing the score up 5-1. 46 seconds left, and you know what? Egan's really saying, yeah, it was a close game last week. We're not going to let it happen again.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to establish themselves as, one of the top teams, not letting anybody forget it, right? 5-1 with 30 seconds left on the clock. It's looking like Egan's game to lose.
Yeah, it's in the corner of Egan's goal right now. Chaska is really fighting hard to keep ball inside of Egan, but Egan is just not having it. As all the teammates of Egan come together and try to lock down the ball. You've got 10 seconds left on the game, and the ball's centered right now. Not really in a position for anybody to score here, and 3 seconds left on the clock. Ball in air. And it looks like Egan is going to set it down. Never mind.
Very well played game one here. Jazzy's looking for one more on the way out the door. They almost find it, but I mean, looking at this Egan that we just saw in game number one compared to the Egan we saw last week, this is a dialed-in Egan. This is an Egan that is showing up when it matters and trying to punch and secure like a number one seed, right? A team that's been state multiple times. They've gotten better results every time showing up to state, and this is that last opportunity, the last dance, if you will. So they got to beat Chaska, and they got to do it in a convincing fashion if they really want to kind of put some fear back into some of those other squads.
Yeah, I totally agree there, Skip. And looking at the different stats there, it was pretty even until Egan took away the game. Looking at the shots, Chaska had 3 shots total. Egan a few more than that. Looks like 16. And I feel like coming out of the gates, Chaska was feeling good. And Egan, they just went at it. They hammered Chaska's defense, and because of it, came out with 4 more goals than Chaska had.
And Egan's offense got rolling early in that one, Moonsum, and they didn't let up, right? We saw nonstop pressure from the Wildcats the entirety of that game. So now Chaska in that predicament state, right? We kind of got smoked in game 1. Let's put it behind us. Let's see what we can do and change up going into game number 2 to get this series back on track.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing you want to be thinking yourself when you just came off a loss is, uh-oh, these guys might be too much for us. Like, you want to lock in. You want to get into a mindset where, yeah, that wasn't a great game, but you know what? This game is going to be the one where we come back.
Agreed. Well said.
Ball comes off into the side of Egan right away. Egan is not really liking that too much as its defender whips the ball. Ball is in the corner of Egan, cleared out to center of field, and it is still anybody's possession of ball. Egan comes up and grabs ball, brings it toward goal, and just barely too high off goal.
Wow, what a shot from Opto. Goes right off the crossbar and bounces out. Chaska getting away with some goal luck there. That ball somehow staying out.
Yeah,
nice save.
And despite that, Flo is really trying to make sure that this ball doesn't get out of Chaska's side. Ball is back over to Egan's side of the field, and so far, no goals yet. Egan is bringing the ball back over to Chaska's side. Chaska is not liking where they're at right now. Ball's up a little high, center of goal, and that is just about in.
Good save
Saved
from
by
Doge.
Chaska. Ball is centered back in the field, and Egan is not letting the ball go back to their
not
side of the
letting up at
field.
all, dude. This offense is unrelenting here, Moonsum.
It's super coordinated, too. Like, you have that one guy who's always staying in the back in case something happens. And you know what? Egan is just a dialed-in team right now. As I say that, Egan is on the defensive, on their field. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Ball in corner, now centered back into Chaska's side of the field. And it looks like Egan's going to try to go for something here. Ball doesn't quite work out the way that Egan was hoping. And it is back over into their side of the field. Just narrowly hitting the crossbar on goal for Egan's side. Brought back over to Chaska. Chaska clears. Not quite a long clear, but it was enough. Good demo by Chaska. This is a great scoring opportunity here. And just, there it is!
Wow. That one somehow redirecting off the post, had just the right angle on it. And
yeah, I've never seen that.
Back of the net. I mean, that's.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me, but I was not expecting that to go in there.
I don't think I was either.
All right, 3 minutes and 5 seconds left, and it is Chaska in the lead here. We saw this before. Chaska did have some power last game too, but Egan just came and took the game by storm. Egan almost going in for a goal right off the bat, and ball is in Chaska's side of the field. Now centered, out of possession of the ball, taken by one of the Chaska's team, and is in Egan's side of the field yet again. Expo going in for a nice little save here, and grabbing possession, redirecting the ball back over to Egan's side of the field. Knocked around in corner of Egan's field, and Expo, Challen goes in and scores, bringing the score up 2-0. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. And what do you think, Skep?
Not a bad goal from Chaska.
Very nice, yeah, very nice indeed.
27 seconds, about halfway of game time left. So, I mean, we've seen Egan in a position like this before.
Yeah, you can't write them off at all.
Write them off. Correct. There it is. Oh, big time.
Not quite. Joan goes in for a nice save. Ball in the corner of Chaska's side. Not looking good for Chaska. Centered for one of Egan's players. Blocked again by Chowan. And Chowan is not letting this slide. He is stopping every shot on goal that happens in real time. Ball is back over in the side of Egan. And Jazzy goes in, tries to block it, keep it far away from goal. And Chaska's still not letting up. Looks like Flo goes in and... okay.
Not too
Opto goes
bad.
in, scores cross field, and brings the score up with only a 1-point disadvantage for Egan. A minute and 50 seconds left on the clock, and it's very, very possible for Egan here to go ahead and bring a comeback.
Two to one now here. Moonsum, Egan only one goal down as I say
There it is.
that. Opto, back-to-back goals, puts that one right under the bar, and Egan have tied this back up at 2. I mean, dude, what'd we say? Right? Like, what did we say?
Yeah, we said that, and then also, Opto was putting in his work. He was the teammate that got subbed out here for to make sure that they had a full team rounded out here, and that was the play. Flo made, I think, the good call here, and a minute and 35 seconds left on the clock, and Opto has single-handedly brought the score back to a tie. Ball is back on the side of Chaska yet again. Not great for a team who was in advantage the entirety of the game.
Oh, goodness, that was close. A little too close for comfort.
Chaska's not liking that one bit. Yeah, Chaska was not liking that one bit. Brings the ball back over.
Oh, okay,
And
hold
scores
on a second.
right under the defender's nose. Streams goes in and brings the score up 3-2 in favor of Chaska. What do you think, Skep?
From the rooftops, man, he delivers justice. Bounce shot into the top of the goal. Chaska, a much-needed goal to kind of calm down the Egan offensive. And to keep themselves in it.
Yeah, I mean, given what we've seen so far, I mean, you being tied with Egan is not necessarily being tied with Egan, you know? They're so aggressive when they want to be, and they're so aggressive and selective when they're aggressive that...
Oh my goodness, that one just somehow didn't find the back of the goal.
Yeah, going back to the game, though. Ball's in corner of Egan. Not looking super comfortable here for Jazzy. Jazzy goes in, clears the ball back up, center of Chaska's field, to the corner of it now. Chaska's team whiffs,
Nice
and this is a
Good
very
defense.
nice
But the
defense by
follow-up
Doge.
is golden
It doesn't
from
matter.
Jazzy.
That right there is golden teamwork at its finest.
Beautiful defense, but the ball's still not out of harm's way. All three players going for that ball at the end, but nobody contesting Jazzy, who had a free aerial attempt at that one and wastes no time, evening us back up at 3 apiece. 30 seconds left, Moonsum. Which one of these squads is going to take it?
It's anybody's game here, Scap. But as I say that, ball's centered for either team to take possession. Good demo on the side of, I believe, Egan, and it looks like Chaska is feeling the pressure right now. Defense of Chaska clears ball long toward Egan's corner, and we're counting down the seconds here. Chaska goes in, almost gets a good and cheeky goal on Egan, and that's overtime.
Overtime.
Opto has been the lifeline of Egan's team this game, and let's see if he can go ahead and keep that up. Streams in possession of the ball in corner of Chaska's field, and it's a nice short clear back to center of the field. Back brought up to Chaska, and Stream.
Flow. Big save.
You're nice.
Opto, and the pressure from Egan is mounting.
I totally agree here, Skep. Jazzy is looking to be in possession of the ball, and that's always a dangerous sign. And just barely misses goal. Ball is centered here. Ball is in the corner of Chaska's goal, and Stream yet again is keeping the ball from hitting its mark here on the side of Chaska. Ball is brought long, way over to Egan's side, and it was a neat opportunity, just nearly missed. A
little bit of delay on our end.
All right. Yeah, folks, we're having a little bit of technical issues.
Okay,
and Jazzy goes in,
Jazzy-
scores it.
I mean, dude, okay, we didn't see what happened. We were dealing with some fuzziness and some delay, but Egan were on the attack the entirety of that overtime, right? We almost saw like a minute straight of zone time for Egan, just consistently shooting on goal, pressuring Chaska, making them uncomfortable in their own defensive side of the field. And I mean, look at the shot count, Moonsum. Crazy work from Egan.
Despite that, Skep, Chaska still came They lost, of course, but like they still only lost by 1 point. I mean,
9 saves for Doge. That's insane.
yeah, Doge and Opto were being a huge lifeline and support for the team. I mean, you look at it, Opto had the most goals on his team, 8 goals, and he, I believe, put in 2 of the 4 goals that were made for Egan. I mean, I said it already, but I'll say it again. Opto has been a crazy lifeline so far.
He's been performing without a doubt. I mean, you got to get that boost in confidence when your captain and your teammate does end up selecting you to be that third and final piece of this Egan roster. You know how much it means to this squad. Last opportunity here for 2 of their longest standing players to claim gold and make that push for state. And right now, they are continuing to solidify the reason they are one of the best teams in our Rocket League division.
Very much so, Skip. And if you guys didn't see the stream last week, Egan talked about coming up second at state for what, 2-3 years now. They are ready and they are hungry. They got a third
and then a second place. They've like increasingly gotten better every state tournament they have participated in.
Yeah, and you know what? Hopefully they keep that trend up. As I say that, Opto goes in and scores the first goal of the game. 12 seconds in, Egan is ready to just roar with this game.
I mean, they got to be brimming with confidence right now. Starting it out with another 1-0 lead here, Moonsum. Egan firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. Tip off is hit, and Flo brings the ball over to the corner of Chaska. Doge just narrowly misses a defense and what would have been a clear, and ball is precarious right now. As I say that, it gets redirected back over to Egan's corner. A nice little over that service. And it looks like ball is still on the side of Egan, now centered back over to Chaska. Good clear by Chaska, back over to Egan's side of the field. Doge goes in and tries to do something with the aerial he had set up there. Doesn't quite make hit his mark here. And then Opto again with ball in the corner, centered toward goal.
Ooh,
and Jazzy goes in and follows that up.
Wow. I mean, Egan, once that offense gets going, man, they are one of the toughest teams in the league to stop. They play with confidence. They play with that morale at an all-time high, and they are making a case for a 3-0 shutout of Chaska.
4 minutes left on the clock, and it's still a young game here, Scap, but I am starting to agree with you. Ball is over inside of Egan, though, however. Chowan is looking to try to even up the score a little bit. Flo goes in, tries to block the shot, doesn't quite hit his mark, and Jazzy almost clears ball as well. Ball is being redirected to the other corner of Egan's side of the field, and so far we haven't seen a clear yet. As I say that, though, ball is redirected from center over to back to Chaska's side of the field, and ball is just walked right in by Opto.
How does he continue to do that? Such a difference maker in this one. Demo comes through, aggression, beating Doge at the goal, and getting that one tucked in. 3 goals at the 3-minute, 33-second mark. A lot of threes on the scoreboard right now.
Very much so. Everyone uses boost here, tries to gain possession of the ball. Ball centered a little bit more now toward Egan's side of the field. Looking toward corner of Egan's side, and they clear it long. Back to center, back to Egan. Flo is looking to maybe clear this. Ooh, Doge just narrowly misses the goal. And the ball is brought back up to the side of Chaska. Egan is keeping that ball there. They've got all men on deck, firing all their cylinders, like you said, Scap. And this is one heck of an aggressive play. Good demo, I believe, against Chaska. And ball is brought back over to the side of Egan. Doge just narrowly misses yet again. And ball's in the corner of Egan, looking to be cleared. Jazzy goes to clear it. Cowan blocks it, but it still makes it to Chaska's side of the field. Right next to goal here. Down up toward goal. And brought over to the other corner of Chaska.
Time's starting to dwindle here, Moonsum. We're approaching that halfway point of our game. 2-minute, 30-second marker. Down 4 goals.
Opto scores yet again.
In a dire position now.
Yeah, Chaska, I think
they allowed to score again, bro. If they're going to come back and make this a reality, they got to shut them down the rest of the game, and they have to get 4 unanswered goals in 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Otherwise, they will be heading to state as a, 4, 5, or 6 seed, or whatever it's going to be. I don't actually, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you, Scap. Going back to the game, however, we have ball centered, dead center of the field, right over to the side of Chaska yet again, and Flo is looking like he's getting ready to shoot. Chaska almost clears out the ball from their goal in the corner of Chaska now. Egan going and trying to set up another goal, and Chaska is just not having it. Opto going in, hits the ball toward the corner of Chaska, gets ready with his teammate Jazzy again.
Jazzy. Egan are not in the mercy business. They're not in the, passing out free opportunity business. They're here on strictly business. 5-0 Moonsum in handed fashion. Egan really establishing themselves right now.
Yeah, in our stream, not Jazzy, Flo was very confident with how his team was sitting for state, and you know what? It's showing now. After all of this, I think it's a really good show of skill on Egan's part. Going back to the game, however, Jazzy goes in and centers the ball almost right back into goal again. Ball is in Chaska's side, Chaska's corner of the field. Minute 30 seconds left on the clock, and Chaska is really trying their hardest to clear it right now.
The thing is to note, real quick, is Flo said to us in the interview that him and his teammates weren't even in comms the last time these two teams played. And that could be one of the biggest reasons that this is such a more dialed version of that Egan squad, right? We're seeing a lot more synchronization throughout their play.
100% Skep. You saw all those alley-oops from Opto to Jazzy. That doesn't just happen by chance.
Correct. Good comms equal good team play, which lead to success, right? That's kind of how the equation goes.
Definitely. Back onto the game. Egan is really trying the hardest to put one more last nail in the coffin of Chaska, and ball is remaining in Chaska's side of the field. Despite Chaska's best efforts, just narrowly gets cleared by, I believe that's Doge. Doge is running out the ball back over to Egan's side of the field, and Egan is not having any of that. Despite what I just said, Streams goes in and scores. 20 seconds left on the clock. Not quite a shutout, but it's still looking pretty dang dire. It's going to be really hard to score 4 goals in 20 seconds here, Scout.
Yeah, I think it's almost impossible. Maybe if everything went perfect for them, but the likelihood of that happening is probably 0.0001%, right? Nothing against Chaska, but Egan have done the right plays and made the right moves to find success here on the day.
10 seconds remain, and ball is in the corner of Egan. Jazzy clears it to the other corner, and it is centered for Egan to hit, or Chaska to shoot. Streams scores yet again, and while that was a really nice last goal here, they've only got 1 second left on the clock, so I don't know if it's possible for them to really do anything here.
It's not possible. And we see a Doge disconnect, leaving the match early. Not something you want to see, but it is what it is. Can't do anything about it.
At any rate, that was a really, really good game between the two teams. Egan really started pulling out all the stops there, especially those last 2 games. But honestly, that was a really nice final game for this division.
Yeah, I mean, Egan showing up throughout all 3 games. They fell behind a little bit in game number 2, but quickly brought that back. And the shot differential being the biggest talking point, right? Egan always pressuring offensively, always getting to those loose balls before the likes of Chaska. And, I mean, really seemed like the faster and sharper of the 2 squads on the server today.
Yeah, I did want to point out one little thing, though. Chaska did have 100% they hit, so that's a good little consolation. But yeah, Egan was just not letting anything up. They were locked in, they were dialed in, they were a unit.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this was, compared to what we saw last week, it seemed like a much more back-and-forth series. We saw a couple overtime games. We saw Chaska with leads. Egan wanted to wipe that from everyone's memory, and I believe they just did that with that performance on that most recent victory right there over Chaska. They take a 3-0 victory. They punch their ticket as one of the top seeds at state. Folks, we have one more game on the cards, and let me tell you, It is going to be one of the sickest Rocket League games we have probably witnessed. We are going to have Park Center taking on Edina, two of the absolute most stacked teams in the entirety of our league. It's going to be a barn burner. It's going to be an epic. Make sure that you get your popcorn ready for our fourth and final series of the evening. We'll be right back with some more Divisionals playoffs after the break.
Nice side B. Okay. Wait, yeah, just carry him. Put him on the pain train. Smash HP. He just yoinked that game.
Not quite able to get anything done with that. Bri possibly going for a double tap off the backboard! And able to get a score off the top.
Both are very low. I think they're both 1 HP. Doesn't know whether.
Oh, snap! TMR for the clutch.
Here at Concordia St. Paul, you will have the opportunity to earn a degree, make lifelong friendships, and play a game you love on an esports scholarship. For more information, visit csp.edu/esports.
Coming in and actually seeing all the computers filled with kids and they have on their jerseys and they got their coaches next to them, and I see direct parallels over to football.
There's just not a lot of knowledge about gamers out there. People just don't know what they don't know.
They have to develop teamwork like any other physical game does. You don't have the teamwork, you don't win.
You take a kid who never had confidence before and you give them confidence, and you can see what they can do with their lives.
Life isn't one size fits all, and college shouldn't be either. The University of North Dakota is consistently ranked the best value in the Midwest. That means whatever you decide to study, you know it'll be worth it. A better job, less debt, and ready for whatever comes next. Because there's one thing we all have in common. We lead our own way.
Roseville will find their golden moment. Big moments of the round. Roar dashes into his own demise, and Apple Valley are going to do it. They're going to be the first team to win 4 state titles. Very close here. Very nice spot on going through that. And we the fair. Go straight in over the wide, but Flowy will get the rebound, and Egan has a 2-goal lead right now. Then it's open and it is gone. They're still on some health. We'll go in, and there you go. The Pillagers will be your MNVL 2023 Fall State Champions.
you going? Or maybe a better question is, how far do you want to go? And how fast do you want to get there? Now we're getting somewhere. So let's go. Let's go faster. Let's go further. Let's go beyond.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just experienced a Chaska 0-3 to the side of Egan, a competitive series, but Egan being a step above on the day. Before we get into our fourth and final epic matchup of the evening, I believe Moonsum has something he would like to say.
You know I do, and before I get right to it, I want to say a special little message. You guys are amazing. You guys are the reason why we're able to do this. You're the reason why we're able to do this and, you know, go on this long first. And I want to give a quick shout out to St. Cloud State University, Concordia St. Paul, Gustavus Adolphus, University of North Dakota, Bethany Lutheran College, and also, of course, Verbero and Midco. You guys are amazing, and I really, really appreciate you, and I'm sure Skep does as well. So thank you once again.
Big shout outs to all of our wonderful sponsors, but now the moment is here. The fourth and final game of our divisionals. This one taking place between Edina, defending champs, and Park Center. They won the 2v2 season. They ended up falling in, I believe, semifinals last season. So not getting the result that they wanted, now trying to get themselves back on the right track here and looking to claim a number 1 seed, if you will, going into this state tournament taking place at St. Cloud State. Make sure you get your tickets. The event will be taking place March 1st and 2nd. I believe Rocket League will be on the 2nd with Minecraft. All of our other titles will be taking place on March 1st. So less than a month away. Tickets go quick every single season. Make sure you pick them up before you end up regretting it. So with that said and done, game number 1 of our fourth and final series will be taking place momentarily. We have the Edina Hornets taking on the Park Center Pirates. Let's get into it. Very solid teams, both these teams, though, Moonsum. Like, both these squads have been considered to be basically the 1 and 2 of our league, right? Like, everybody talks about these squads, they know of these squads, and they are on everybody's radar, and for good reason.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got the skill as Edina and Park Center do, you are the target, you are the team to beat. So yeah, I think these are both amazing teams, and I'm excited to see how they play here because, like you said, this is kind of what determines seeding for finals. And they're both going to be wanting to play really well here in order to secure that top spot.
Good opening ball from Phantom on the side of Park Center. They will be in the red and orange. It is Edina in the blue.
Park Center really trying to get an early goal there.
Pushing the pace right from the get-go. Ball coming back into the Park Center side of things. Bumped out towards midfield. Water bringing it back into his own zone. Good little contest, though. Keeping things interesting.
I mean, I'm already seeing the communication between the teams. Are you, Scout?
Yeah, I mean, these teams are going to be... This is going to be one of the most even matches we've seen through the entirety of our season so far. 2 titans of the league. I'm sure each and every game that we go throughout this series will be close.
Yeah, but you know what? It's close games that are the most fun. I think I've said this quite a few times now, but it remains true no matter what. If you get games that are absolute blowouts, yeah, those are a little bit less entertaining, but you get games that are close, that are back and forth, like Edina and Park Center versus, or like Egan and Chaska, for example. Those are fun to watch.
Agreed. Here we have an Edina now looking for some offense of their own. But I mean, back and forth, right? That's what we're going to be seeing throughout this series. Back and forth between both these teams. And so far, caught in a stalemate. Almost 2 minutes elapsed through game number 1. And still scoreless.
I mean, that's a good testament to both parts of the game, right? Both teams, they've got good offense and defense respectively. And I feel like when it's an even match like this, it's just a testament to how highly skilled these guys are.
I mean, really even matchup here.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock, and Edina's going in, trying to score on Park Center's goal. Just barely blocked, and it's in the corner of Park Center. Edina looks like they're really pushing control of the ball. Back over to Edina's side of the field.
Oh,
and Park Center goes in. Very nice.
Nice play from Ghosty, bringing that upfield, and ended up finding that tuck, beating the goaltender. It's Park Center to strike first, find that first goal of the series.
Very nice. And wow. I don't even, what happened there, Skep? Was it just
Kickoff, he beat them to it, and nobody was home for the side of Edina. So it's Park Center quickly bumping their lead up to 2-0 in this one.
I don't think Edina was expecting that one, to tell you the truth. That even took me by surprise.
Yeah, big time goal, big time find. Park Center now up 2-0. Just over 2 minutes of play left in game number 1.
Yeah, ball's back toward the side of Edina, and honestly, this isn't the position you'd want to be in. Edina's going for a long clear. It looks like they clear it to mid, clear it to the center of the field, and Edina is once again trying to put pressure back on. They're down 2 points, so they really need to make a play here.
Yeah, only 1:45 left on the clock here. So far, Park Center in the driver's seat as of now. Good ball here for Park Center out front. Cleared away by the Edina side of things. Nice takeaway here from Phantom. Follow up from Ghosty. Shot on goal. Will be denied. Close attempt. Edina now kicking it back downfield. Trying to bring it back the other way.
Yeah, both teams are looking really locked in. Aside from a small handful of mistakes that I've seen, these teams have been playing just spotlessly.
Uh-oh, Water off the post and in. What a
Very
nasty
nice.
angled shot. Water on the takeaway, brings this one over and finds the tuck. Much needed goal for the side of Edina. Brings them back into striking distance, only down 1 goal now.
Yeah, and with a good team good team matchup like Park Center and Edina, you're gonna need that entire minute to try to make that goal again, because opportunities like big plays, they don't present themselves as often, so you need to capitalize and be patient for when they do.
Absolutely. 45 seconds now left in this one. Edina down a goal. Trying to rev up that pressure now. Trying to put Park Center on the back wheel.
Park Center is playing a much more defensive game now. I think they know that they can just play the long game and end up on top here. So Edina's going to be starting to feel the pressure, kind of poking them in from the outside with the score.
Nice takeaway here. Out towards midfield. Not quite going to find it.
That was a really
10
bold
seconds
attempt by
left.
Ghosty.
Park Center now just need to hold on. They will find themselves up 1-0 off the back wall. Going to try to keep this one airborne, but it's another shot from the likes of Park Center off the crossbar and down. And it is Park Center taking a 2-1 victory in game number 1.
To tell you the truth, Skep, given the interview we had from Flo last week, I was kind of expecting Edina to pull up here, because he said that Edina was the team to beat from Flo and from Egan. So the fact that Park Center came and pulled up with their A game, that's encouraging.
Yeah, Park Center showing up, taking that game number 1. Now it's on Edina to see if they can answer. Shots in favor of the side of Park Center, 8-4 total. So Edina's definitely going to have to bump up that shot count if they want to find some success here in this final matchup against the likes of Park Center.
Yeah, and who knows? Alright, we just got word here, folks, that because of some latency issues on the side of the players, they're going to be remaking the lobby for try to get the ping reduced. So bear with us for a few minutes, and we'll be right back with Rocket League. As
Sort it out quick.
Yep, as we were talking about before we were given that notice, it feels like Edina last season, very much so, they were the big like Titan, and seeing Park Center kind of go ahead and shake that up, it either means two things, right? It means that Park Center, they're locked in here, or it means that Edina was more so feeling out the competition, kind of figuring out the way that Park Center played.
Yeah, it could be a mixture of both. I'm unsure if this is the entire returning team from the Dyna winning roster last season, so
that's a good point
could
too.
Also pay a little bit of a difference, but nonetheless, this Edina squad is still not to be trifled with. One of the best in the league, without a doubt. So we'll see how this game 2 transpires. Edina on the back foot, or rather on the offensive zone early here. Looking to pressure Park Center and get something going early. Shot off the crossbar. No follow-up. Edina with a good opportunity early in that one to find an opening goal, but not able to capitalize.
Yeah, I mean, part of that's just playing the long game too. Given where they're at right now, while they are down a game, they're still tied in points, so there's no need of me making hasty plays to try to score when there's such a danger of that not working out and you being scored upon instead.
Yeah, no point in forcing anything. It's a good note. Nice ball out front here. Shot attempt off the crossbar. Follow up. Up top now.
An alley-oop.
Defense. The second shot. Bouncer over. Park Center had a few opportunities to put that one home. Nobody able to do it.
Just in one little snapshot of that whole event there, I saw 3 Park Center players in Edina's goal, and Edina had nobody there. Any other way that could have played out, and Park Center probably would have ended up getting a goal there.
Yeah, just a little bit off on some of those shot and scoring attempts. Ball back into the corner now. Nice setup here out front. We'll get cleared the long way downfield. This is kind of similar to what we saw in game number 1, right? A lot of back and forth. It took a while for either one of these teams to kind of break that ice and find that opening goal. So, similar start to game number 1.
Good demo. Having a little bit of a viewing lag on our part, folks. Please bear with us. And we are back. We've got 2 minutes, 50 seconds left on the clock, and ball is in the side of Edina. Now been sent back over to Park Center, and Park Center is having none of that. Bit of pressure put on them by Park Center.
That Park Center now down a goal. Edina in the driver's seat, feeling good. We'll see if they can add to their goal lead as we currently stand, and Obzad will do just that. Second goal of the game for himself. Edina finding themselves up 2-0 now.
Very nice. Yeah, and with 2 minutes left, it's starting to get a little bit more precarious on the side of Park Center. They don't necessarily need to start making plays immediately, but they better start thinking about it sooner rather than later, otherwise they're going to be left in the dust of Edina. Nice block by Edina. Ball's looking a little close to goal on Edina's side. Nice save by Edina, and it's brought back over to Park Center side.
Up top now. Park Center down 2 with a minute 20 left. Time starting to dwindle away here. Long clear again now. Down the length of the field.
And with a minute left,
opportunity.
Yeah, a minute left, and Edina's got a 2-point lead. This is starting to look a little worrying for Park Center. Good demo, though. And Amzad...
A third. Goals here. And Amzad with a major step-up game here, Moonsum.
Yeah, he dialed in. It's nice to... It's good and encouraging to see. It's going to be a nice close game after all, right?
I'd agree. It seems as though Edina are getting the better of Park Center here in this second meeting and might be tying this up at 1-1.
40 seconds left on the clock, and the ball is on the side of Park Center yet again. Edina going in for what looks to be a fourth goal, and Amzad goes in and
Amzad, all 4 goals of this game. What a big turnaround and what a big show up in this game number 2 here for the Hornets.
yeah, I agree.
Water gonna add another one to it, and Edina completely shutting out Park Center right now.
Yeah, it looks like Edina was kind of feeling out the competition in that first game because they're not letting any goals on their field slide. 25 seconds left on the clock, and the ball is centered back toward Park Center, and Park Center clears it to the corner. Ball's brought to center of the field and back in the Edina side of the field, and very nice. Phantom goes in and scores, not bringing the score not quite a blowout. 5-1 in favor of Edina. 14 seconds left on the clock, and it's looking pretty encouraging for Edina to be their first win of the series.
Edina in dominant fashion, showing up in this game number 2, bringing some life back into this series.
Lots of demos.
Ball staying up the deck, tying it up at 1 game apiece. Big time bounce back game, and Amzad going absolutely crazy with 4 goals.
Was putting his, yeah, I mean, they went from what, a 1-2 loss that first game to a 5-1 win. That's quite the reversal, and Amzad really just he really just turned that whole thing around.
Yeah, big time game 2 from Edina. And kind of crazy how much of a difference we just saw in game 2 compared to game 1. Game 1 might have been that feeling out process, might have been that getting used to what this team likes to do, because, I mean, they just came out ready to go in game 2 and basically put the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, it almost felt like Edina was just everywhere with that Park Center didn't want them, right?
I mean, for real.
I don't know, this is the term that Super Smash Brothers players say, but they really just downloaded the enemy team.
Okay.
But yeah, folks, we're going into game 3 of the series, and we're guaranteed at least a game of 4. So buckle up. We've still got quite a competition in store for us as Edina and Park Center duke it out for the top spot of state seeding.
Nice take away from Phantom here, forcing that turnover, playing it down into the Edina defensive zone. Water up top now. Ooh, long clear and a wide open goal. And Amzad is going to find that one early. Water bringing it right down to his teammate. And a beautiful pinch play. And that ball just rockets to the Park Center goal.
Yeah, Skip, I can't tell if that was just a misplay on Park Center's part or just a play of century for Edina. That was a good shot.
That was a really good shot from Edina. Park Center now starting to feel that pressure from the Hornets. Up top now, Water above the goal. Gonna get denied. Played into the corner now. Ghosty with an opportunity. Will get denied in midair. Not a bad step up from the side of Edina. Nice shot. Will get saved by Water. Now Phantom back in his own zone to recover.
Yeah, it feels like both teams are putting their pressure on and really bring their A game because...
Ooh, Phantom gonna tie things back up at 1 apiece. Nice goal there.
Yeah, they're both feeling pressure and they're both needing the really wanting this win. So, yeah, plays like Phantoms just then, they're gonna be very very common here. Three minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock, and it is ball is in the side of Edina. Edina's corner to be specific, and brought back to center of the field, back toward Park Center, and Ghosty with the defend. Going for a full-on aerial, blocked by Edina and brought to the corner of their field. Ghosty is trying to keep that pressure up alongside of his teammates. Carter goes in, and Edina goes in and almost makes a scoring attempt. Blocked by Park Center, and ball is brought back to Edina's side of the field. Good pinch by Edina, centers the goal, centers the ball back to field, and now it's back to Edina's side of the field.
3 minutes of play left in this one. 1 goal apiece here, and 1 game apiece as well.
Yes, Kev, it's a close game.
Nice ball up top here for Water, bringing it back down the length of the field. Opportunity. Not going to find its mark. Back the other way now. Phantom up top, trying to set up his teammate. Not quite going to be there. Edina back the other way. Launches it around the arena. Amzad stepping up. Takeaway from Ghosty. Both teams trying to find some opportunities now, Moonsum.
Yeah, with 2 minutes left, it's getting down to the wire here. Good demo by, I believe that was by Edina, or...
It's kind of hard to tell, TBH.
Yeah,
The freezing, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like speeds up super fast. Minute 40 left on the clock. Tied up at 1 game apiece, 1 goal apiece. This is going to be the separation that could provide the beginning of the end.
Ghosty goes in for a shot, and it is blocked by Edina. Edina's kind of playing a little bit more passively. Maybe they're waiting for another counterplay opportunity.
Yeah, I'm unsure. I think they just are patient, right? They know that they can kind of score when the circumstance arises, so not trying to force anything like we kind of spoke about earlier.
Yeah, because it feels like, at least what I've seen so far from tonight alone, when you try to pour something, you go on a really risky play, and sometimes it works out. Sometimes you get good shots on goals and they pan out the way you were hoping. And then there's sometimes where you've got all 3 of your guys down on the other team's field, and 2 of the other team's players are running at the ball straight into your goal. But yeah, 30 seconds left, and it's still a tied game. Skip, what do you think?
I mean, I think it can go either way. At any moment's notice, right? 30 seconds left. It could be a 1-goal separation. That provides the difference between these 2 squads here in game number 3.
15 seconds.
Up top, nice save. Overtime being required. Game number 3, 1-1 scoreline. Anybody's game. Bump coming through. Phantom with an opportunity. Goes up top, but misses the goal by a small margin. margin. Another opportunity. Eye over the net. The follow-up. The post. Double post. Stays out. Insanity.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm thinking Edina's play, wishing they didn't cut that too close. 30 seconds into overtime and still no clear sign of a goal to be had. Edina's playing a really patient game here, and I think that's really helping them out here. Park Center, it feels like they're really trying to break that defense, but Edina's just got it so rock solid they really can't do a whole lot about it.
Back and forth in this overtime. Edina in the offensive zone as it stands. Water trying to get past the defenders. Gonna get denied for the time being. Not a lot of boost for the Park Center side of things. Amzad out front. Opportunity kicked away for the time being. Bar down goal from Water RL. And it's Edina that take a 2-1 lead.
I mean, it was just as simple as that there, Skep. You look at it, Edina just played so patiently and so conservatively that Park Center, they started panicking when the ball got on their side of the field, and Edina just made quick work of that. Yeah, looking at the score, the shot on goal alone, you had, what was interesting about this, you had only 6 shots on goal by Edina, and Park Center, they had what looked to be 13, and Edina came out with a win there. That was just a solid job of defense on their end for Edina that really helped them pull a win out of that.
A very defensively sound, taking care of their own zone before going for those finishes or those scoring opportunities, right? And I mean, it ended up being the difference maker. 7 saves for Water, making it happen. And now Park Center in the hot seat, down 2-1 in the series. It's Edina looking to take another #1 seed as they head back to state. Park Center now left with the tough task of denying.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, Edina has been historically the #1 seed. You said there was a couple of roster changes, but it doesn't look like that's really making a whole lot of difference here, Skep.
Or I said there could have been.
Could have been, sorry. Excuse me.
You're good. No, you're good.
But, yeah. Edina's really definitely feeling their oats here because they are roaring to go yet again.
Here we have it. Back into game number 4 now. Edina with the 2-1 series lead. It is Park Center left to try to battle their way back into this one.
Good save on goal by Edina.
Up top here, Water trying to drop it down to his teammate. Water has been a difference maker in this one.
Yeah, I'd say both Water and Ghosty, they've been pretty high on our radar so far. They've been making the plays that are winning games.
I mean, not to mention Amzad scoring like 4 goals or, 3 goals or whatever in that game number 2 when Edina won their first of the series.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Amzad especially. But, yeah, the other point I wanted to make there is it's not solely one player, of course. It's a culmination of teamwork and communication throughout an entire side of play, right? But yeah, ball is looking a little precarious for Park Center, but they managed to clear it back to center of the field. Amzad isn't having it. Park Center is. And Water with a good defense here brings the ball from corner to almost in front of their own goal. And Phantom is keeping pressure on Edina. Ghosty's going and clearing goal from Park Center. Now, a demo. Ghosty's down, and this was a good scoring opportunity for Edina. Ghosty's teammates come back and save the ball, and Amzad is still keeping that pressure going strong. Ball's back over to Edina's side, and Ghosty goes in and scores. Very nice.
It's a big-time goal. Park Center needing that one, Moonsum. Getting that first goal could be a massive game changer for their side if they're going to start bringing this series back.
Yeah, all it takes is Park Center to play a little bit more conservatively like Edina was last game, and Edina is going to have to be put in a position, the hot seat, to try to make something happen when they're not at an advantage to. Ghost team possession of the
1-0
ball.
lead.
And Phantom goes and centers the ball. Edina's not having it. In the corner.
Edina's starting to pressure.
Yeah, it's getting a little scary because we had what looked to be a really careful team here, and now they're starting to play pedal to the metal. And maybe this isn't necessarily the strongest suit, but they are really putting their best foot forward here.
Good ball now. Taken away at the midfield position. Nice shot on goal. Long clear coming out now. Ooh, a nice shot back at the goal.
Good save by Water.
Ball coming back the other way now. Chip shot is up. Ball getting cleared back the other way.
All right, we're back. Minute 25 seconds left. And yeah, it's coming down to the wire. Park Center's had that lead from the get-go, and they're not letting it go.
Non-stop. Carter's going to find one, and it's Park Center now bumping their lead up to 2-0 in this one here, Moonsum. Nicely played from the likes of Park Center.
Very nice, yeah. Edina, they've got a minute and 12 seconds to make something happen. Them being the team to beat means that they definitely have the ability to come back here, but who knows. Almost a good goal for Edina, but no dice.
Now just under a minute left of play here in this matchup. Park Center with a 2-goal lead. Edina going to have to find something quickly if they want to punch back into this game number 4.
Yeah, Edina's kind of... Ooh, almost. We'll bounce off a post, and now 30 seconds remain.
$15 seconds and counting. It's seeming as though Edina are running out of time to get back into this one, and we might have ourselves our not second consecutive, but another game 5 on the cards, as this one is looking to go the distance.
Very much so, and just like that, we are in fact in game 5. And I briefly mentioned earlier that I believe went up against Edina at one point in the regular season, and find it, maybe not. Yep, there it is. Nope, never mind. Alright, anyway, this is a close game, and Edina and Park Center are going tooth and nail to try to come out on top. I mean, Skep, going into game 5 just says it all, right? Normally you get games that are a gap in skill or something like that, and it's a blowout, 3-0 series, and this has been the opposite of what we've seen. We've seen a back and forth series, and you know what? I'm all for it, once again.
Yeah, absolutely. All for it. I mean, we knew it was going to be a tightly contested matchup between these two squads, two of the best teams in the league. It's not close. And now delivering, we are going to go to a game number 5. And it's going to be that rubber match, the separator between these two squads. Who's going to come out with the 1 seed and who will be playing against one of the tougher opponents once we get to that coveted day of the state tournament.
All right. Like last game, 5 minutes remain between seed 1 and what would probably be like, what, seed 4, seed 5?
Something around that.
Very nice, almost goal right off the bat by Park Center. I mean, 10 seconds in, and pressure's already being put on. Feels like Edina almost gets caught with their pants down right off the bat, because I don't think they're expecting instant retaliation or instant pressure the way that they experience it by Park Center. Wouldn't you agree?
I'd say that the fact that Park Center has been able to battle back has been impressive, right? Like, Edina is a team that has been there and done that. They've won it all. And I think Park Center are kind of getting a real taste of what it's like to be one of those, you know, top 3-on-3 teams now. They have grown, they have improved their game, and now here they are trying to get one of those #1 spots at the tourney.
Most definitely. We're a minute in and still nothing too impressive. Nothing too impressive. Nothing. No goals have been had, and you know what? This is probably gonna be a much slower game because there's so many things on the line here.
Yeah, I was going to say, nobody wants to be the person that makes that mistake, right? So are you going to go for that over-aggressive play? Odds are probably not. You know? We'll see, though. Because at the same time, you can't really shell up and start playing scared. You still got to play the game like you do every other game. However, this is the one that's holding all the impact and the value. So it's a tough situation for both squads.
Yeah, you got to be aggressive but confident. Careful but not too stationary.
A good friend of mine, Thanos, said perfectly balanced as all things should be, right? That's kind of what we're looking at. Okay, obviously not, but you get what I'm saying.
I was about to say, you got some wild friends if you're friends with both Lefebvre and Thanos.
Yeah, Lefebvre, he's an interesting being, but we care about him here on the MNVL team.
Oh, most definitely. If nothing else, he's got a lot of character to him.
He's a treat, bro. On the broadcast, he's entertainment. Like, I don't mind listening to a Lefebvre cast because it's like, you don't really know what you're going to get. It's kind of like a wild card. All right, anyways, Game 5, Edina Park Center. For the record, Thanos is not my friend. Anyways, he's a bad guy. I'm more of an Iron Man kind of guy.
There you go.
Oh! Okay, nice. Amzad almost took the first goal of this one. Almost gave Edina that golden lead. Nevertheless, we go back and forth. Scoreless. Big time save from Phantom. Last second opportunity. Edina, though, pressure mounting for the Hornets.
Yeah, we're starting to see quite a bit of pressure against, like you said, Park Center. And
Amzad
taps it in. Very nice. I mean, on the side of Park Center, that's not awful with the timing of the goal, but 2 minutes, and that's how slowly the game's been played. All Edina has to do is play defensively and play coordinated, and then it's pretty much a lockdown. So Park Center needs to really find a hole in the defenses and make the most out of it.
Agreed, but this is dangerous. Opportunity, and it's
Amzad
again. Back-to-back goals, and that's got to sting the side of Park Center. One goal, not that biggie, but a second goal immediately after has got to hurt. 2 unanswered now here, Moonsum. 1 minute and 54 seconds left on the clock. Game number 5 of our final Divisionals battle. Up top, and it's Phantom.
Like
making it happen, cutting the lead to 1, and keeping Park Center intact.
Especially seeing how that happened within 10 seconds. That still means that it's possible for Edina to be overthrown here.
Correct. Edina, the 1-goal lead. How long can they hold on to it? Park Center now got some confidence back into the sails. They just were able to claim 1 back. We'll see what Park Center can provide. Edina trying to stay on the forefront, trying to stay on that aggressive footing. Nice step up from Water. Kicks the ball back into the offensive zone. Good denial from Phantom. Long clear out of their zone now. A shot on goal. Amzad tries to get back to make the save.
There it is.
Off the post, and it's there for the taking. And it's Phantom again. Back-to-back goals, bringing Park Center back into this one.
Dude, a close game like this is exactly what we were hoping. This is absolutely epic. You just took the words out of my mouth.
Bro, I mean, the fact that 2 individual players just scored 2 back-to-back goals for their teams respectively, too. I mean, it's hero ball right now. Players stepping up.
Definitely.
Wow,
all
okay,
it takes
Water, I don't know what that was. I thought people were at goal here for the side of Park Center. This is a little bit of a mishap. Oh, he tapped it again from the back of his car, and they were there for it just a tad bit late on the save. Edina reclaimed the lead 3-2.
Yeah, they saw Park Center kind of making that response to their call of 2 goals, and they weren't having it. They were perfectly fine with a shutout here, but I think they'll settle for another 2-point lead.
That's insanity.
All right, now we're gonna see the same thing again, where Park Center brings the score back up to a tie game. I mean, I'd love to see it. Don't get me wrong, but like the back and forthness, it's awesome. It's just something different, something else.
I mean, Edina back-to-back unanswered goals now. Under a minute of play left in this one. It's going to be difficult for Park Center to find a way back in. 40 seconds remain here. Edina up 4-2. Park Center looking for an offensive go of things. Getting denied upon entry. Long clear, and that's a wide open goal, and that is the nail in the coffin.
Very nice job by the entirety of Edina. Both the clears by the defense players, and then that alley-oop and Kadar.
Big-time goal. Moonsum a 3-goal deficit now for Park Center. Things feeling very difficult for them in this one.
And they're just leaving what looked to be wide open.
I mean, it was. Like, if that ball was moved faster towards that goal, that would have been another goal for Edina. Park Center falling apart here towards the end of this one.
Yeah, it gets hard, especially when you had that hope of beating the #1 seeded team, or like historically #1 seeded team. You had that hope, and then Edina pulling up with 3 unanswered goals. Well, now answered, bring the lead up to just a 2-point lead. It's got to sting a little bit.
Absolutely. 5-3 now with only 3 seconds on the clock. It's feeling unlikely that anything will amount in this one.
All right.
Off the roof, dropping
Last
back
few
down.
seconds.
Another walk-in goal, but it doesn't matter. Time completely expires. Nothing left to do in this one.
And it looks like the entirety of, or it looks like we just lost a few players here.
Yeah, well, the game's over.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. That was the top of the division.
Edina and Park Center delivering on a back-and-forth series, but in the end, it is Edina that stand tall. They find the Game 5 victory. Shots were so close in this one. I mean, dead even.
Yeah, it really just came
How
down
often
to a
do you
game
see
of-
that?
Yeah, you almost never, right?
Almost never,
But
bro.
yeah, that really just came down to a game of defense, and Edina, the team who was playing really, really cautiously, pulled up the win, and I think their play style really just helped them out there.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, Edina were a sound squad throughout that series. They got the job done. Park Center battled back. They pushed it to a Game 5, but in the end, Edina, a little bit too much offensive threat there, right? Like, you saw, I mean, time of possession is a big factor in how much zone time they had as well. They just seem to be in the right place at the right time, and they get the victory here today. Not the last time we will see these squads, as they will both be heading to the state finals. But that concludes all of our matches for the evening. Moonsum, how are you feeling after these divisionals today?
I mean, Skip, now that we're done with the curse of the 3-0 curse, I mean, it's gone. It's expelled. Those games alone, those were amazing. Granted, they were, the top cream of the crop, you could say, but it was exciting. It was exhilarating. That's a snapshot of what state is going to look like. And if you guys want to see more of that, make sure you buy your tickets to a state. It'll be hosted at St. Cloud State University's dome, I think they call it, or esports gaming dome.
Yeah, esports. What I can't remember their
The arena.
specific
That's
name,
it.
but yeah, basically the esports arena at St. Cloud State University. Pretty good spot. We were there last season. It's lots of fun. State always delivers, and we see some of the craziest kind of plays and all of that good stuff once we kind of get to it. But I think that closes us out for the evening. We can check and see real quick if we are doing an interview, but if not, we will come back and close out the show. So I'm going to cut away real quick. We're going to figure that out, and we'll get back to you guys shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to conclude the stream off the back of that last game. We're dealing with a little bit of technical difficulties ourselves. The stream has been a little bit laggy and kind of all over the place. It's not being cooperative, if you will, today. We've jumped through the hoops of fire, you know, the elephant on the ball. I mean, you name it, dude. It's felt like a clown show today. But from me, from Moonsum, from the production team, the admin team, and everybody else involved on the MNVL Fenworks team, we cannot thank you guys enough for another successful season here. Your guys' viewership, coming out, watching, supporting your friends, you know, your students, your sons and daughters playing on the streams. You know, our heart goes out to all you guys. We thank you guys so much for kind of allowing us to do this. It is a pleasure. You know, as always, we cannot wait for All-Stars coming up, for the state tournament coming up. It is going to be some very fun streams in the very near future, so stay tuned. More MNVL action to come, but for now, this closes out the regular season. We appreciate all of you guys for your viewership, tuning in, as always. And I guess with that said and done, we'll just have to see you guys all-stars or at the state tournament. So signing off for the rest of this season, and until next time, I've been your host, Skeptor. Moonsum, you killed it. You did so much better as the season went on, and I wanted to give you a shout out on the stream before we close it. Do you have any final things that you want to say to our viewers or our audience?
This has been fun. If you are a student watching and you're not involved in MNVL, I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. And if you're supporting a student, whether you're an adult or someone who's maybe not quite old enough for the season yet, or the league yet.
The league, yep.
Yeah, I thank you. I appreciate this. This was an amazing opportunity, and we'll see you at state.
Yes, sir. We will see you guys at state. Have a good rest of your evening, and until next time, we'll see you guys.